It brings people and culture together. And we would like to show you that by introducing our Youth Players Europe to you. A very warm welcome as they will present the following flags. The Netherlands. We're close to start the game, but not before a special welcome to the presenting teams, the representatives of the WBSC, the officials, the umpires, our sponsors, the catering, our fan shop, the mayor and the city council members, and last but not least. De afgelopen maanden is er door het kernteam ontzettend hard gewerkt om dit event mogelijk te maken. Het zijn te veel namen om op te noemen, maar één naam wil ik u niet onthouden. In recent months, a core team has worked incredibly hard to make this event possible. There are too many names to mention, but I do want to mention one name, and that's our local location manager, Bernie Alfrink. Please give a huge round of applause to him and all our volunteers. Do you have a question? Please contact a volunteer. You can recognize him or her by a red shirt with the name crew on it. Here at Boston, the following group member games will be played. The opponent of today, from France, Rouen Huskies. From Germany, Bonn. From Czech Republic, Ostrava. En uiteraard onze eigen landskampioen, HCAW Bussen. Ik geef nu graag het woord aan onze wethouder sport, Jelmer Kluit.
Ja, dames en heren, wat fantastisch, wat fijn dat we hier vanavond kunnen zijn. Dat we hier de hele week kunnen zijn, zeg ik ook namens een apetrots gemeentebestuur. En natuurlijk een warm welkom aan alle internationale gasten deze week. How nice that we can be here tonight, and on behalf of the city of Gooismeer, also a very warm welcome to our international guests. HCAW is een topclub en daar mag voor geapplaudiseerd worden. En dat, dames en heren, en dat in een toch relatief kleine gemeente als Gooismeer. Daar zijn we trots op. Vorig jaar landskampioen en we gaan er maar even alvast vanuit dat het dit jaar weer gaat gebeuren. Dat zou de 5e keer zijn in de historie van deze prachtige club. En nu organiseert HCAW dit fantastische toernooi, de Baseball European Champions Cup 2023, samen met de Amsterdam Pirates. Honkbal is een mooie sport. Ik kwam daar zelf al jong mee in aanraking toen ik een paar zomers in Amerika verbleef, in Cincinnati. Avondenlang keken wij naar die prachtige wedstrijden daar. In Amerika is dat een grote sport. Hier is het een kleinere sport, maar daarom niet minder leuk. Dames en heren, de hele week kunnen de inwoners van Gooisemeer, maar natuurlijk ook alle mensen van verder buiten gaan genieten van internationaal tophonkbal. En dat met dit prachtige weer. Ik denk dat jullie daar allemaal vreselijk veel zin in hebben, net als dat wij dat hebben. Topsport inspireert. En dat is belangrijk. Dat is belangrijk om kinderen, jongeren aan sporten te krijgen, maar ook voor volwassenen. We weten allemaal dat kinderen steeds meer achter de schermpjes zitten. Ook mijn eigen kids hebben daar last van. 25 van de 30 kinderen bewegen minder dan een uur per dag. En dat willen we anders hebben. En dat betekent dat ze hier lekker het veld op moeten komen bij deze mooie club. We hebben er bewondering voor dat HCAW dit wil doen. Dat HCAW dit kan doen. En u ziet het, de club pakt flink uit. En daar zijn wij blij mee. Vanavond speelt HCAW tegen, en dan moet ik het goed uitspreken, Rouen Huskies uit Frankrijk. De burgemeester zal zo meteen de eerste bal gooien. Ik hoop natuurlijk van harte dat hij getraind heeft. En ik sluit af door te zeggen dat wij natuurlijk hopen dat HCAW dit toernooi en ook het landskampioenschap zal gaan winnen. En dat we elkaar weer zien bij de huldiging volgende week. Heel veel succes deze week. Dank u wel.
Finally, Mr. Peter Dietrich, Vice President of the WBSC. Welcome in Bussum. What's your first impression here?
It's really great. We are sure that we have a great organizer there. If I communicate with Bernie, everything looks absolutely perfect, which it is. We have a little bit doubts about the weather because you know Netherlands, but the weather is there. It's one of the promises. We are sure that the really huge support of the city of Bussum there, which is very important too. So it's an honor for us to organize this very important event there. And I'm sure that we select the right place with the champion, HCAW Bussum, and with all our inside the other teams. So have a great tournament till the Saturday. Perfect.
Thank you very much, Mr. Peter Dietrich. En dan geef ik nu graag het woord terug aan de commentatoren van vanavond.
Dankjewel Bas. Geef mij de gelegenheid om in ieder geval te vertellen dat de scheidsrechters vanavond zijn uit Duitsland Kevin Music, uit Italië Louis José Salazar en uit Finland Tony Jones. De spelers die worden allemaal genoemd straks tijdens het begin van de wedstrijd. Ik meld wel vast dat de bad boy is Bram Bastiaans. First the anthems and then the first pitch. En nu uw aandacht voor het Wilhelmus. Dank u wel. En dan wil ik nu graag vragen aan de burgemeester, de heer Han ter Heegde, om de eerste pitch te verrichten.
Wanneer moeten jullie? Wanneer moeten jullie? Na de eerste pitch meteen? Wanneer moet je hem oppoppen? Na de eerste pitch? Ja, hè?
Oh, die knal, jongen. Bang!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in Bussen. Welcome to the European Baseball Championship Series. We're going to be watching the Rouen Huskies from France take on HCAW Bussen from the Netherlands. My name is Jasper Roos and I'm joined here in the booth today by former long-time international pitcher Juriaan Lobbezo. Juriaan, welcome once again to the booth.
Thank you very much. Nice to be here.
We worked together in the Holland Series in October as a partner duo, and I really enjoyed it. So I'm very happy that you're back.
Thank you.
So I'm very curious to hear your thoughts about everything that we can talk about today. The Rouen Huskies facing HCAW Bussen. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen at home from the live stream, we have a beautiful sunny summer day here in Bussen today, as we will be taking you home throughout the nightcap as we see the managers exchange lineup cards with our umpire trio today. We just saw the mayor of Bussen throw the first pitch again.
Yes.
You're familiar with the mayor of Bussen?
I've seen him before, yes.
His shiny chain around his neck.
Yeah.
And he threw a strike.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
So that bodes well for the Bussen faithful. If their mayor can throw a strike, so should Lars Huijer, because that will be our starting pitcher today. Lars Huijer, as you know, as a former pitcher, you're one of the best pitchers we've had in the Dutch hoofdklasse, the Dutch major leagues for the last couple of years.
Yes. I looked at his stats this year, and again, just like last year, he's phenomenal this year. He's 6-0, a .33 ERA, and he threw 58 strikeouts in 55 innings. So
yeah,
he's on a roll again.
He's been unbelievable for HCAW, who, by the way, have an incredible pitching staff to begin with. We were browsing through the stats for HCAW's pitching staff before the game, and we were both in awe with the numbers, the ERA numbers, the win numbers, the strikeout totals. Of course, Dennis Burgersdijk still in the rotation for HCAW, Lars Huijer as mentioned, but also Kai Timmermans is having a fantastic season. So the strength for HCAW is definitely the pitching staff.
Yeah, HCAW's 20 wins and 3 losses this year so far. So again, a very nice season, and their team ERA is 1.28. So over 1 run per 9 innings.
Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all.
If you do that, you'll win a lot of games.
And we now have on our screen for you the defensive starting lineup for HCAW Bussen. You see from left to right, in left field Kevin Dirksen, center field Jan-Lo Tromp, in right field Victor Draaier, and then an infield of Sherman Marlin, Delano Salassa, Bob van der Meer, and the other Draaier over at third base, that will be Max, and Jair van Borculo behind the plate, catching Lars Huijer as mentioned. Manager, as always, Danny Romley, who guided his team to a national championship last season here in the Dutch league. HCAW won the league again for the first time in, what was it again?
Exactly. 98.
First time since
25 years. Or 24 years. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
This defense and this pitching staff will be going up against the Rouen Huskies from France today. As you can see, the starting lineup for the Huskies leading off is Dylan Gleason. He will also be doing the catching today. Joris Bert, the number 2 hitter. Bastien Dagnot in the 3rd spot. Hugo Blondel in 4th. Maxime Lefebvre batting 5th. Louis Brinville, number 6 in the lineup. Gabriel Harrison, number 7. Jerome Martina, the DH, batting 8th. We're familiar with Jerome Martina, who's played quite a bit of baseball here in the Dutch League as well. And Martin Visak is the starting pitching, even though we have... oh wait, there you go. It's Louis Isla's starting pitcher. Martin Visak is the 9 hitter, obviously. Yes, he will be playing center field. There you go. Got my lineup sheets mixed up here in front of me.
No.
And we're about to get underway, as you can all see. Dylan Gleason, the left-handed hitting catcher, dig in, and he takes strike 1 from Lars Heijer. Good pitch to start off this game. What are you expecting, Julian, from Lars today? How do you think he's going to attack this French lineup?
Well, he's got a lot of velocity, so I think he's going to go hard at them and yeah, see what they can do first. And there is the second pitch.
That's a dribbler to first base, and it'll be an easy play over at first. That is a quick first out for Heijer, who will be trying to do what he does most times out in the Dutch League, is get quick outs. He does rack up some strikeouts. He's not like an insane, like 12 strikeout per 9 kind of guy, but he does rack up some strikeouts as well.
Yeah, and especially with this warm weather. I mean, usually with this temperature, your arm feels really good. You get a little bit extra velocity on your fastball, so you first want to challenge these guys, and if they start hitting you, you can, you know, start rotating your pitches, off speeds and stuff like that. But usually you start with the fast stuff.
That's exactly what we're seeing here. So several fastballs in a row. Second pitch here is called a strike.
Inside corner, nice pitch.
Nice pitch, absolutely. That is what Heijer does best, though, as he delivers his next pitch, which is swung on and hit on the ground up the middle. Joris Bert with a base hit, and that will get the Huskies in business. Running at first base now. Bert, one of the better hitters, been with the Huskies for a couple of years. He is so far hitting .349 in the French League. That leads the team. He's the best hitter on the team. 15 hits out of 43 at-bats this season. Played in 14 games so far. Started 13, so he's one of the first names on the lineup sheet every year. That brings up Bastien Dagneau.
Yeah, I'm looking at his average. It's a little bit disappointing thus far. It's a 158, so, but yeah, it's still early in the season.
A 7 to 14 strikeout to walk to strikeout ratio for Dagneau as he waits for the next pitch from Heijer and chops it foul down the third base line. Joris Berg can go back to first base as he was off on contact. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure how familiar you are with French baseball. I am not super familiar with the Division 1, Division 1.
No, me neither. No. Also in mind, it was a lot of course, the Italian teams, the Czechs, always present, and the Germans. Yeah.
As this next pitch by Heijer is low for a ball. As Dagneau takes his time. As Heijer gets set and quickly throws over to first base. But Joris Berg back in time, just keeping that runner short. And how important as a pitcher is it to, you know, assert some kind of dominance with the runners on the base paths as well? Does it get in your head a lot?
Well, the main thing here is you want to force them hitting a ground ball. So you want to try for a double play. So the shorter you can keep the runner on first base, the more chance obviously you have for a double play. So that's what Lars is trying to do, to keep him short on first base and get a good pitch and then try for a ground ball. And then let your team do the job.
Dagneau is a risk to get hit by a pitch. He leads the team in hit by pitches. So there's that. Maybe he has a tendency to lean into one every now and again.
We have so many stats nowadays.
Yeah, there's a stat for everything.
That's what baseball makes fun, right?
That's 100% true. I love stats. As Heijer digs in, and there's the payoff, and that is ball 4. So Dagneau walks, which he didn't do a whole lot of this season. 7 walks in 38 at-bats for the Frenchman. That brings up our next hitter, Hugo Blondel, the first baseman for the team.
He's got a pretty good season. He's hitting over 300, 308. He's got 2 home runs, 2 triples, 2 doubles, so he probably has some speed too.
Yeah, co-leader in home runs for the Rouen Huskies with the aforementioned Bastien Dagneau, who also has 2. But Blondel leads the team in RBIs this season in the French League, 16 of them to be exact. and 28 total bases, leads the team by a substantial margin. So you can see why Hugo Blondel is the cleanup hitter for this French team from Rouen, by the way. Beautiful city. I don't know if you've ever been, but I visited Rouen a couple years ago. Gorgeous city.
I'm not sure if I remember.
Beautiful medieval center, centre-ville. Definitely worth checking out if you're ever in the neighborhood.
I was in Paris last year, but that's a different story.
That's, yeah. Also pretty.
Yes.
To all the French viewers. As Heyer is taking a long time now in between pitches, definitely working on keeping those runners short, and Blondel grounds that ball, chops it to second base, and that will definitely move both runners over.
Yep.
As that was hit slowly enough.
Yeah,
both runners to advance.
Exactly. Yeah, the ball's in the air quite a long time.
So opportunity knocks here for the Rouen Huskies.
Yep.
I noticed I was researching the Rouen Huskies yesterday a little bit, and officially this team is called Rouen Baseball 76 or something. But they changed their name, or at least they adopted the moniker Huskies, apparently.
Oh.
Which is, it's a good name.
Yeah.
I don't know if there are many Huskies in Rouen.
I read they were founded in 1986, so.
There you go.
Yep.
So Heyer now dealing with 2 runners in scoring position here, and HCAW in a little bit of trouble early on, and that pitch is low and inside for a ball.
Especially when you get behind in the count, you want to be cautious, because you have your first base open. So you don't want to get too pretty now.
As Heyer once again takes a long look in, delivers the pitch, and that is popped up high in the air, and that'll go foul and out of play. I think we just heard it land somewhere over our head, or someone took a nosedive here in the stands. Maxime Lefebvre, the hitter, left-handed hitting player, as he takes this next pitch by Heyer, and it's grounded to first base. That is a very nice play, and Heyer is in and out of trouble, as he has a tendency to do more often than not. We are through a half inning of play here as we head to the bottom of the first. HCAW are coming to bat. As we're heading to the bottom of the first inning, we'll give you the defensive alignment here for the Rouen Huskies. In left field is Berg, center field is Visac, in right field Dagneau, then left to right in the infield Brainville, Lefebvre, Harrison and Blondel. Behind the plate, Dylan Gleason, and on the mound, the lefty throwing Luis Isla. And Joran, you had some information about Isla that you will share with us in a second. Manager, of course, Boris Marsh for the Rouen Huskies. And we also have a starting lineup, a batting order for HCAW. That we will give you here on the right side of your screen, as you can see. Made by the England here. Leading off, Delano Celeste at the second baseman, Victor Dyer, right fielder, batting second. Batting third, Kevin Dirksen hitting the cleanup. Batting left field, Quentin LeCour by the DH, batting fifth. Player from Borculo, catcher behind the plate, batting seventh. Sherman Martin at first base, Hope from the mirror at shortstop, batting eighth. Max Dyer, the third baseman, batting ninth. All right, as Delano Celeste makes his way to the plate, you're going to share some information about our starting pitcher.
I was looking at the roster, and they have a couple of guys from Venezuela, and also they have been active in pro baseball in the United States, and Luis Isla is one of them. And I thought I read somewhere he was on the 40-man roster for one of the teams. So that's his second pitch. It's 1-1. That was a ball.
Delano Celeste, one of the many young talented baseball players that we've seen in the Dutch Hoofdklasse. As Isla fires and delivers a breaking pitch on the outside for a strike.
So there's the pitch.
And
Fastball.
Salasa lines it into right field. And that will be a base hit. Lead-off base hit for HCAW here in their business.
Yep.
Volgende slagman is met pak nummer 9 de rechtsvelder Victor Draaier.
Yeah, Dreyer has a good season going. He's hitting .292 and he's leading with 3 home runs already. So he's got some power this year.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of huge bombs coming off of his bat. Had a very good Holland series as well, as you will probably also remember since you were here to watch most of it with me.
Yeah.
As Luis Isla gets set and fires, that's way high. That's a ball.
I always like to see lefties.
As a hitter.
Well, as a pitcher.
Did you ever hit?
Yeah, I used to hit, but yeah, when I got in the head class, then yeah, especially in the Dutch national team.
They probably didn't want you to. Didn't
No,
they?
no, no.
Just
You have
get
to make a choice.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I always enjoyed facing lefties. Yeah, I hit much better against them, obviously, as a right-handed.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
As Dirksen is awaiting the next pitch by Luis Isla. That pitch is low and inside.
Actually, my debut in the head class was against Quick. I think I was 16. But that was in right field. So actually, as a field.
Really? There you go. Well, right fielders have good arms too, right?
Yeah, it turned out a little bit.
As Isla fires ball 4 into Kevin Dirksen's at bat. So that puts runners on first and second. It's interesting to know that I think you heard a little birdie tell us that Luis Isla has a little bit of an arm issue.
Yeah, yeah. I talked to somebody from the squad, and this year he seemed to have some shoulder problems. So
Interesting.
it might be a rumor. I'm not sure.
As we're still working on some audio issues here, so bear with us. We're figuring out our setup here for the next 4 to 5 days. We will be here every night for you, or at least I will be, and Julian, you will be joining me again on Thursday night, I believe?
Yes, yes.
Beautiful. I'll be here tomorrow night as well, and if needed, also on Friday night, and of course the finals are on Saturday. As Isla gets set, fires, there's a bunt attempt right there by Tromp. It's bunted to the pitcher. And that's a very nice,
close.
Yeah, very nice quick play. As Salasa is retired over at third base, and that would not be the result that Danny Romley was looking for.
No, unfortunately, the bunt was a little bit too hard, I guess. Took a little bit. Yeah, you want to have the pitcher to take some time before he gets the ball. But this was pretty hard hit at him. So he was able to make the throw at third base and make the first out.
And that brings up our next hitter. That's the DH. Sorry, the left fielder, Kevin Dirksen. No, wait, 17? Yeah, that's right, 17. Yep. Sorry, I was looking at the lineup sheet. I know Dirksen, I've seen him play a lot, but you want to make sure that you don't say anything weird.
First pitch. There we go.
That's a strike.
Fastball for a strike.
Yeah, it looked like Dirksen was timing him there. Just not intending to swing, just saying, like, just looking at the pitch, like, all right, I got it up now.
Yeah.
Throw that again, and we'll see what happens. As Isla with a long look into second base, and he fires. That's high and outside. Interesting delivery, Luis Isla. I think he seems to fall off the mound a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. A little herky-jerky.
Yeah, exactly. Deceptive, one
Yeah,
would try to call it in a positive way. As he now steps off to take a quick look at Victor Draaier, who you see on his back here, number 9.
Good opportunity here for HCAW.
Yeah, they need to capitalize here, as Isla takes a long time in between pitches. Then the quick step, and that's a ball out high and outside.
Yeah, I think it was a breaking ball a little bit. Broke too late. It was too high. Yeah. ball 2, ball 3 actually. So it's 3 balls, 1 strike.
As that is a very good pitch by Isla right there at the knees.
Yeah,
for a
full
strike.
count. That's interesting. You can try something here if you have a fast runner on second base.
And mess around a little bit as the first baseman obviously backing off of first base now a little bit, giving Tromp a little more space to take a larger lead.
Yeah, I used to hate it when base runners jump around.
I can imagine as Dirksen is awaiting the pitch, and that is a ball. That's looks like a changeup.
Yeah.
Low and out of the zone, or at least I hope for Isla's sake that was a changeup.
Looked like a split finger or something.
Split finger, wow.
Yeah.
Now I was just going to make a joke about his fastball not. The batter's box and is awaiting Luis Isla's next pitch. As that is called a strike on the outside. Nice pitch there by Isla. Once again, also a fastball to establish a rhythm, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I was also looking at the wind. It's blowing in.
Oh! Takuba bangs it far into left field, and that is going to be caught, and the runner tags, and ooh, that's
There
close. Everybody's safe. Everybody's safe. So a multi RBI sacrifice fly.
That I've never seen that. I think.
That's interesting.
But they're checking him out. I mean, I saw the
Did
play.
Did he catch him?
I think he caught it, but he ran into the
He ran
fence.
into the fence.
Pretty hard.
I can't see because Takuba is at third base, so that could suggest he didn't catch the ball. But I couldn't see because it's right behind this giant flag that we have. This giant WBSC flag here.
Yeah, then he must have dropped it, I guess.
I guess he dropped it.
First it looked like he caught it.
Yeah, they're definitely checking out the French left fielder.
Nice hit, by the way, opposite field.
Yeah, definitely. I wish
Still with
we
power.
could have seen the results. But
Yeah.
we have this. Our commentary booth is in a position that we can't really see what happens in left field, so we need to work on that. Either way, it is 3-0 HCAW. As Julian is doing some interior decorating here, fixing our issue.
Get a little more visual in left field now.
There you go, as Isla deals his next pitch, and that is chopped foul and onto Jair van Borkelo's foot. The young backstop who's been around for a season or two now. Played for Amsterdam for a while, and now in his, I believe, second full season with Bussum.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, we can have a chat about it later, but it's great for the team of HCAW, of course. Great season last year, and now be able to go for the European Cup.
Yeah, definitely good for Dutch baseball too that we have two teams in the tournament. As that next pitch by Isla is low and inside for a ball, with the Amsterdam Pirates playing in Group A, and HCAW Bussum, I would say the favorite in Group B if you look at it.
There's a
realistically.
fastball.
As Van
Pops
Borkelo
it up.
Pops it up in the air. That's going to go into foul territory, and that is dropped.
So he gets another chance.
Yeah, Van Borkelo will definitely be looking to score that runner from third base.
Yeah, you have one out. So
Ball in air, right?
ball in the air, or a good deep ground ball in the infield.
Oh, speaking of deep ground balls, did you happen to catch in any way, shape, or form the play made by the RCH shortstop in the Hoofdklasse this past weekend?
No, I did not.
Oh my God, man! That was fantastic as Isla lines up, fires, and that is fouled to the backstop by Van Borculo. Yeah, incredible play deep in the hole. You know the Derek Jeter jump throw?
Yeah.
Yeah, this was one of them.
Actually, I saw that play. I don't know why, but I saw that on Facebook coming by, like one of the greatest plays ever.
Rightfully so. Yeah. Rightfully so. It's amazing. As Isla is definitely laboring a little bit here, as he fires another pitch to Van Borculo, who fouls it back to the backstop.
Yep. Seems like Isla has kind of picked up a little bit more velocity. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball, low. We got 2 balls and 1 strike.
2 and 2 now, actually, because of the
Oh,
foul
there it
ball
is.
earlier.
Oh, yeah.
They were messing around because now it's suddenly 3 and 2 because that's that pitch low. There you go. They're figuring stuff out. It's day 1 of the tournament.
Yep. That's that same pitch again. It's like, I don't know what it is.
So a big pitch coming up here for Luis Isla.
Full count.
As he takes another pretty substantially long time. As Van Borculo grounds it up the middle to shortstop. And that is a tremendous play, tremendous effort at least.
Yeah.
But it will not be enough to keep Quinton de Cuba over at third base. And instead it is a base hit and an RBI for Jair Van Borculo.
Infield hit.
So it's 4-0 now in favor of HCAW Bussum, who are running away with things here early. And with Lars Heijer on the mound for HCAW, this is looking like a pretty sizable task for the Rouen Huskies to come back from this early a hole.
Yeah, 4 runs is a lot. Especially first hit.
100%. Sherman Marlin is the next hitter, digging in his first season with HCAW. The lefty slugging first baseman as he checks and takes a strike.
It's always interesting because this is really tournament baseball. So if you, as a team, if you get a lot of runs scored against you in the first inning, you might consider your pitching strategy because you have more games to play and you might want to save some.
Yeah, we saw some wiggling on first base. There goes the runner. Yeah, that's a hit and run. We've seen Danny Romley do a lot of the times last season in the Hoofdklasse and in the Holland Series as well, putting the runners in motion. And a perfect execution by Sherman Marlin, punching it in the hole that opens up when you put the runner from first base in motion.
Yeah.
So runners on the corners now for HCAW. As we're about to be fed.
Yeah, and we had some important people.
Oh yeah.
Getting.
If you were wondering why our audio had left us for a second, that's the perfect timing. We had a mount visit that allowed us to eat a quick snack that was delivered here in the booth, because we haven't had dinner yet. So we had a mount visit for the Rouen Huskies as Isla is back to work, and he throws a quick pickoff attempt over at first base to keep the runner short. Sherman Marlin, not a huge threat to run, but with the hit and running that HCAW have been doing, you never know. As Isla delivers the next pitch, that is grounded to shortstop, to second, over to first, and that is a nice, nifty 6-4-3 double play. And that gets the Rouen Huskies out of trouble, but not before HCAW put up a crooked number on the board. It's 4-0 as we head to the second inning. This is a good opportunity for us to introduce you to our umpire staff behind home plate. Kevin Music, first base, Luis Jose Salazar, and Tony Jones, who is from Finland, over at third base. I think they said Finland, unless it was England, would make more sense.
I think a British team is participating.
You would think then Tony Jones would be British. I thought I heard someone say he's Finnish. Like maybe they say he's British.
I don't even know if there's. I know there's a lot of hockey in Finland,
That's
and they're pretty good at it.
As I'm saying it out loud. Anyway, our official scorer, Karin Pieneman and Jeanette van Drunen. And you also saw Alexander Horvatic, the technical commissioner for today's event. So we had to, as I'm saying, Tony Jones from Finland. Like, wait, that doesn't seem right. Anyway.
He looks British too.
Yeah, he looks pretty British, yeah, in the nicest way possible.
Yeah.
As Heyer gets back to work and he delivers a first pitch strike. As Heyer is definitely working a lot quicker now. No runners on. Quick second pitch.
The hitter is Louis Brainville. I'm not sorry for my French.
I'm going to go with Braville.
Braville. He's hitting 254 this season.
As Heyer gets set and delivers. Ooh, a nice little Juan Soto light shuffle by Brainville there with the leg shuffle after taking a pitch. You love to see it. Little nod to the San Diego Padres outfielder as the next pitch by Heyer is chopped foul and out of play. To the backstop by Brainville. So a 2-2 count here for Heyer. As that next pitch by Heyer is swung on and missed, and Brainville strikes out. That's quick work by Heyer here in the top of the second inning. And I guess as a pitcher, you enjoy pitching much more with a 4-run lead.
Yes, yes. Yeah. Well, the key point here is to keep focused, right? I mean, usually these tight games, you tend to be a little bit more concentrated. So it's really important that you keep your A game going.
And that brings up Gabriel Harrison, or Gabriel Harrison. We'll go with Gabriel Harrison. A 279 hitter in the French league this season. He's played in 14 games. That's pretty much all they've played, I believe, because most of the players have 14 games played.
Yeah. So they're playing less games than here in the Dutch competition. Here's the pitch. It's a hard grounder to third base. Nice pick.
Nice play by Dreyer there.
Yeah. For the first out.
Second out would be second out.
Yeah.
Number two.
Yeah. It was a strikeout.
Brainville struck out. Yes. Now a ground out by Gabriel Harrison. And that brings up our old friend Jerome Martina, formerly of Curaçao, Neptunus, Rotterdam, and Twins in Oosterhout, among others. As he says hi to everyone that he knows from back in the day. Probably familiar still with maybe even Jager van Borkelo. Definitely familiar with Lars Heyer. So this will be an interesting matchup as Heyer quickly gets set and fires, and that is chopped foul by Jerome Martina with the always enjoyable high socks. Heyer again with the quick delivery. It's a nice inside running fastball.
Yeah, yeah. There's quite some movement on that. Because we're now seeing it from the back of the pitcher. As you can see, he starts the fastball and runs in on the hitter. Makes it very hard to extend your hands and hit a good ball.
Now Martina in the hole, 0-2, as Heyer delivers. Woo!
Yeah, that one was also running inside.
That looked like a good pitch. It's called a ball, so it's 1-2 now to Jerome Martina as Van Borkelo sets up low and outside, and Martina takes that outside pitch and grounds it to the right side, where it is quickly handled, and Martina retired It is 4-0 HCAW Bussum as the Rouen Huskies are retired in order by hire. We head to the bottom of the second here in Bussum.
Aanslag voor HCAW in het tweede gedeelte van de tweede inning met pak nummer 8, derde opman Max Draaier.
Welcome back in Bussum. If you're wondering why we're muting the audio during or in between innings, that's because of YouTube's pretty strict copyright striking of audio. But we're back, and Luis Isla is back on the mound as well, and he is back to work here and throws a first pitch strike. And that would be to Max Draaier, the third baseman, as Isla once again gets set and fires. And that ball is hit into the outfield by Draaier, and that will be a single for the third baseman for HCAW.
Yep.
And you know what time it is. You see him walking up on the right side of your screen, wearing the yellow cleats.
Mr. Trump.
It's Delano Salazar, with the yellow cleats as always.
Oh yeah.
Number 2, back to the top of the order. He's got the Ronald Acuna matching shoes and arm protection.
Yeah. He's hitting. He's got a very good season. He's hitting 383 at the moment. So he's hot.
As Isla is nibbling a little bit here. That pitch a little bit high for a ball, so it's a 1-1 count. As Isla takes a look at a little bit longer and delivers the pitch. Nice block by Dylan Gleason behind the plate.
Great play by the catcher.
Making sure that that runner, Max Draaier, does not advance.
So we have 2 balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, at this point it's very important, I think, for the Rouen Huskies to keep this difference 4 runs, as it's a quick pickoff move by Isla.
Yep.
Draaier back safely. Yeah, you don't want to give up more runs here quickly in this game.
No. Yeah, as I mentioned before, it's a tournament. It's very, you know, a lot of tactics and strategic. I mean, if you get behind a high score, you might want to consider your pitching strategy and keep the pitchers that you want to maybe throw in for a close game. Maybe save them for the next day or the day after. So
as the people at home are getting a closer look at your analytics, your analysis. Jurgen Lobezo to my left, Jasper Roos, welcome in the booth. As the runner takes off, and he will be safe at second base, no throw, because it's a walk for Delano Salazar. So runners on first and second base now for HCAW, and they're back in business here in the second inning.
No outs.
No outs, yeah. So can we expect a little bit more of Danny Romley's magic as we have a quick break in the action as we see a mound visit.
Yeah, I'm looking over at the bullpen.
There has been
Somebody
some
is, yeah, they're going to make a change.
I think they're going to send a new pitcher to the mound, yeah. Or at least he seems to think so, because he's walking.
He's walking back.
Back to, yeah, okay, well, maybe not. So
No.
lengthy talk here on the mound for the Rouen Huskies. Just a chat with Isla to see if he can continue this game or that he should be subbed out. Nope, they're taking him out. That will be it for Luis Isla. Maybe by design, huh? This outing by Isla. You said that the Rouen Huskies maybe consider HCAW a bridge too far, and they decided to keep their best arms for later on in the tournament to try and qualify for the final rounds.
Yeah, yeah, it's all about the tickets. If you're a European country and you have one ticket, if you finish last in your pool, I think, then you might lose that ticket. So that means you're kind of degrading to the lower, well, how do you say that? European Cup 2, I think. So it's very important for Rouen to keep that ticket. Yeah, so they might want to save him for the day after tomorrow or an important game coming up. And it's a big difference if you throw 50, 60 or 80 pitches. Yeah. If you throw 80 pitches, then usually you take multiple days off to save your arm. But now he might be able to come back a little bit sooner.
Quentin Moulin is our new pitcher, the right-hander wearing number 10. So we'll update our score sheet as you can do so yourself at home. And in the meantime, if you want to talk to us, you can, because we have a chat. Because this game is being broadcast on YouTube, on honkbalsoftball.tv, on the WBSC website, anywhere you can find on ec2023.eu, ecc2023.eu. So you can find us anywhere, but once you open the stream, you can also chat with us on YouTube. So if you want to ask us any questions or say hi, tell us where you're from, where you're watching the game from, feel free to do so.
The Holland Series, we had quite some people from Aruba, Curaçao saying hi.
Yeah, exactly. With people from Florida, I think.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
All over the place. Yeah. So Quentin Moulin, what can you tell us about this right-hander?
I think he's got some pretty good stuff. He's 3-1. He's got a 1.77 ERA, 42 strikeouts in 35 innings. So
there you go, the strikeout king.
Yeah.
Because that does seem to lead the team.
Yeah.
Nice. So the Huskies are not giving up yet. They're
No.
definitely trying to stay in this game.
Yes. Yeah.
Which you love to see. Don't just lay over and die, so to speak. As Moulin is ready to deliver his first pitch of this game. And it is a strike on the outside corner as Dreyer turned in for a fake bunt attempt, I would think.
Yeah. Check out the first pitch.
As Moulin apparently has a brother on the team too, because I believe there's someone on the roster who's named Gaëtan Moulin, so that would probably be his brother. He's playing with number 33 infielder.
Okay. Yeah.
So we got the Moulin brothers here.
We got 2 strikes and no balls here.
I'm guessing, by the way, maybe you're not related at all, maybe it's just a coincidence, but
might be a very common French name.
yeah, who knows? 0-2 count to Dreyer as Moulin is about to deliver his next pitch. That's a fastball that's grounded by a diving shortstop, and that will plate another run. There it is. It's 5-0 HCAW on the RBI base hit by Dreyer, Victor Dreyer, with a nice base hit. Another nice attempt, though, by the French shortstop. I would like to point that out.
Yeah.
So he's been playing some nice attempted defense, at least, Maxime Lefebvre.
Yeah.
Diving all over the place, just coming up short on a couple of occasions.
This did seem like a mistake from the pitcher. You have 2 strikes, don't be too nice. But a very good at bat from Dreyer.
That puts De Lassa at third and Dreyer at second base with a chance for Jean-André Tromp to drive in 1, maybe 2 more runs.
Still no outs.
As Moulin looks in, fires, and that is a ball on the inside.
Yeah. Tromp is also hitting 380 in the regular competition. So
is that good?
that is pretty good.
That's pretty good. That is pretty good. As Moulin once again with a look in and fires a breaking pitch.
Yep.
Nice, nice backdoor slider.
Yeah.
It's a good pitch. Yeah, I remember the day Jean-Ro Tromp was born. His dad was my coach
Oh,
when
okay.
Jean-Ro was born. So
Yeah.
as Jean-Ro has grown into quite the ball player.
Yeah.
As he chops that one foul, now to play.
He was ahead of the pitch with his swing. Yeah.
As the wind has changed a little bit, you were talking about earlier, it was blowing in from center field. Right now,
Yeah.
it's blowing from right to left. So if Tromp can get it in the jet stream, so to speak, up high over in right field, maybe he can put one up against the fence, or even over it.
Here's the wind up. Oh,
Speaking of over it,
wild.
that was a little bit high by Moulin here.
I'm not sure about the rules. If there's a 10-run difference between 7 innings, is it 5 innings?
10 runs after 5 innings. 10 runs after. We're playing hints here.
15 runs.
15 runs. 15 runs, mercy rule. All right. As that ball is chopped foul again by Tromp. So 2-2. Yeah, it almost seemed like our director was playing charades or dancing the YMCA to us, but he was gesturing how many runs it takes for the mercy rule to kick in.
Yeah.
Just when you don't have the camera on. Now the people at home could have seen that, but unfortunate. Yeah, that's us. That's not you. Jean-Ro Tromp with a 2-2 count facing Quentin Moulin, the reliever for the French team from Rouen. As he delivers, that is outside.
Slider low. Yeah.
He's not happy with it. As he received that ball back from his catcher, Dylan Gleason, he sort of like swung at the ball as he caught it. Not happy. Not happy with himself.
But again, you have a full count. The first base is open. You want to maybe keep that double play in order again. So be careful here.
As we've seen him be out in front quite a bit, and he's out in front of that pitch again. That was an off-speed pitch. It will drive in a run as Tromp hits an RBI ground out, plating Delano Salasa for the 6th Bussen run.
And Dreyer at third base with 1 out. So still a good option to extend the lead.
And that is all up to Kevin Dirksen, the left fielder for HCAW. Clean white uniforms for HCAW out today.
I was just looking at them. Yeah, they look pretty nice.
Can you imagine being in charge of washing them after a game? Gotta be crisp and clean and white. As Moulin is ready to deliver to Kevin Dirksen, and that is a nice pitch, a strike. Once again, Dirksen, as he did his last at bat, sizing up the pitch. You see him with a quick knee movement, just checking out, okay, what's the speed on this fastball?
Yep.
And then obviously Moulin will.
Second pitch.
There you go. That's a breaking ball. That seemed inside a little bit, but
Yep.
it's called a strike. And if there's one rule in baseball, when is it a strike? It is a strike when the umpire says it is a strike.
Exactly. You might not always agree, but
That's what it is. So Moulin now at a
ooh,
slight advantage as Dirksen.
turns on it quickly, and he fouls it to left field.
As the 0-2 pitch will be delivered here, and that is a nice sweeping slider by Quentin Moulin, and that strikes out Kevin Dirksen. The Huskies thought that was
The third
that was all.
Yep.
It wasn't.
Yep.
But a nice pitch. Did you notice? Have you been watching a lot of like Major League Baseball recently?
I have some. Yeah.
Yeah. So they always have the box on the screen, like the
Yeah.
strike zone box, and then they put the name of the pitch, the actual pitch type, in the box. So it says fastball or it says slider.
Yep.
Since this season, they call it a sweeper. It's no longer called a slider. If you ask me to describe what a sweeper would be, that last pitch by Quentin Moulin looked like a sweeper more than
sweeper.
a slider.
Yeah.
It's been a very interesting development to see how that's
Yeah.
processed now.
Back in my days, they also called something the slurve.
A slurve, yeah. A combination slider curve.
Slider curveball.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's amazing if you look 20 years ago and compare to the average velocity they have in the big leagues now, and in 95, 98 it's not an exception at all.
No. I never threw that hard, but I mean, if I did, I wouldn't be here today.
No, no.
2-1 count here to Quinton de Cuba, who's awaiting the next pitch. Checks his swing.
Yeah.
Foul ball. So 2-2 with 2 outs in the second inning here. So deuces are wild is what they say then, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Deuces are wild. 2-2-2-2. The only thing that's not a 2 is the 6 runs, the 6 spot over at the Bussum side of the scoreboard. The Dutch team up by 6 runs here in the second inning, as Moulin will be looking to put away Quinton de Cuba after striking out Dirksen a hitter ago. That pitch is inside.
Yep.
Gleason happy with that pitch, pointing at his pitcher, saying that's what I want to see from you.
Yep. Ahead of the count.
As he's awaiting Moulin's pitch, and is chopped high into second base, and that will be an infield hit.
Yep, and another run scored.
That's unlucky too for the Huskies. Right
Yeah,
there. That's a second or third pitch that is hit and chopped so high that it develops so slowly.
Yeah. It seemed like the second baseman couldn't get rid of the baseball. So. Then it's better to hold it.
Yep, don't want to throw it into the stands. So as we saw Gleason, the catcher for the Rouen Huskies, try to amp his pitcher up and give him some positive reinforcement. How did you process that information when you were a pitcher? Did you enjoy your catcher giving you positive reinforcement, or were you just completely focused and you didn't even see it?
Yeah, well, you're working so close together with your catcher. It's like you're teaming up every game. So usually you're pretty much blocked of all the how do you say that, impacts outside, but the catcher is the one that can really reach you still. So yeah, it was really nice. Yeah. And also they can be angry at you sometimes, right? If you have a 2-strike in front and you throw the third pitch is too nice, it's sometimes good that he wakes you up and makes you understand that don't be too pretty about it.
Just throw strikes.
Yeah.
It sounds so easy, but
we
both know it's really not, especially when you're facing hitters as good as these two teams will be putting out today. As Jair van Borculo is the hitter currently. We haven't mentioned that. We should probably give him some spotlight time.
Yeah, he's hitting 340. So yeah, what you see in the lineup for HCAW this year, a lot of players hitting well above 300. So.
And we already talked about the pitching staff with ERA in the, what was it, ones? Team ERA in the ones?
1.28. Yeah. Resulting in winning 20 games and only losing 3. So yeah.
Yeah, the division in the Dutch Hoofdklasse has been substantial this year. We see Curaçao, Neptunus, and Rotterdam, HCAW barely beatable. Like it's almost impossible to beat them. Amsterdam Pirates coming up strong the last couple of weeks after a rough start to the season. And there's a little bit of a gap with HCAW, Twins, and everything below that.
So we got 2-2. Here's the pitch.
Oh, that's a nice pitch, as Van Borculo knows it.
Yeah.
Takes it for strike 3, and that ends the inning, but not before. HCAW put up a couple more runs. They lead it 7-0 as we head to the top of the third inning here in Bussum during the Baseball European Champions Cup 2023.
Aanslag voor Rouen Husky. Met pak nummer 5.
Welcome back in Bussum. 7-0. HCAW leads the Rouen Huskies from France. Here in Group B of the Baseball European Champions Cup 2023, brought to you by WBSC and many others, as Lars Huijer gets back to work here for the home team from Bussum, as that is a check swing and called a strike as we are underway. Jurian, you had some in between innings, in between the break, you told me some interesting stuff about HCAW's history in Europe.
Yeah, but back in my days we played European Cup baseball. I think it was European Cup 1 or 2 back in the days, and it was always, it's always fun because you kind of get rewarded for a great season prior to the one, and you're out there with a group of guys traveling, staying in hotels, and living baseball. So it's really nice. Yeah.
Huijer delivers what you can also call a sweeper for strike 3 here.
Yeah.
As that retires number 5, Martin Vissac.
Yeah. And you were mentioning baseball in France. Actually, my first European Cup was in Paris with HCAW. Yeah. But then I was still a teenager.
How did you do? Did you play well? Did you play?
Yeah, I played. Actually, I was fortunate to get the best pitcher of the tournament award. But obviously, that was the preliminary games to the finals. And the final we played against the Tuno, it was crazy. It was like 25-21.
I hope you didn't pitch in that one.
No, no. Well, but it's one of the craziest games I've ever seen. We got behind like 17-5 or something, and then we start hitting like crazy home runs and everything.
Wow.
So very exciting game, and like what is that? 46 runs in total, something like that.
That is nuts. As our next hitter, Martin Vissac, takes the ball, and he's taken 3 now, which means that he has a chance to be the first French base runner since I think Dylan Gleason in the first, or was it Bert Joris Bert, who made it to first base. Or no, I guess Daniel also reached base. We don't have a scorecard here, so that's going to be a bit difficult, as that ball is grounded to second base, handled by Salassa, thrown to Sherman Marlin for the out. Out number 2 here. Another quick inning so far for Huijer.
And I think for HCAW, one of the club history big moments was the European 2 Cup in Grosseto, which we won. Yeah. That was in 2000. Yeah.
I like how you casually thrown in, which we won, by the way.
Well, that was the only one back in the days, but yeah, it was great. Such a great. I remember the final. I was pitching in the final, and they had a guy, a big pitcher, Mr. Green. He was a former major league pitcher, so they flew him in for the final. But yeah, the hitters of HCAW, they were so focused and concentrated, and we actually beat them. And a great save by Michiel van Kampen, who's now coaching pitching staff in the States. But very exciting game, and it ended on the good side. Yeah.
I remember watching Michiel pitch for the Dutch national team as well.
Yeah, high leg kick.
That's right.
Yeah.
Very recognizable. Almost as recognizable as Lars Huijer's quick work, as you once again got a quick look in our commentary booth as Jurian was telling that story about Grosseto.
Yeah.
Thank you. As that next pitch by Huijer is drilled high into the air, and that is going all the way to the wall, and that will be a double.
Stand-up double. Yep.
So that is a nice piece of hitting there by Joris Bert. And that brings up Bastien Dagno, co-leader in home runs on the team with 2 on the season for the Rouen Huskies.
Yeah. But it's very nice to see all, still some spectators from.
As Huijer delivers, that's an off-speed pitch that is lined to shortstop, and that's Bob van der Meer who is there.
Yeah.
And that retires the side. Another quick inning, despite the second base hit of the day for the Rouen Huskies. We will head to the bottom of the 3rd. HCAW Bussum leading 7-0. Welcome back to Bussum. It's 7-0 HCAW as we have been joined in the chat by Gérard Moulin. I'm going to guess that's Quentin Moulin's brother or father, or at least a relative from France checking in. Seven to nothing HCAW. So it's not that close, but it's still an entertaining game, and it's a beautiful day here today in Bussum. For a second I thought we had another pitching change, but it's still Quentin Moulin on the mound here for the Frenchies. And he'll be trying to keep HCAW at bay, which so far the French pitching staff has not been able to do. And he'll be up against Sherman Marlin, leading off here in the third inning.
Also hitting above 300, 314 for the season.
Definitely one of the more entertaining players as well in the Dutch Hoofdklasse. Always with a smile on his face, just enjoying playing some baseball. As Moulin has a 1-1 count here, as he'll be delivering the third pitch in the at-bat to Marlin as he winds, fires, and that is a ball outside.
We have a response from Gérard Moulin. It's the I'm the old uncle.
Wow!
Oh.
So we got an old uncle in the chat here. Very nice of you to join us, Mr. Moulin. Bonsoir et bonne chance to Quentin. The count 2-2 for Sherman Marlin as he does some interior decorating in the box. Make sure that he's comfortable, ready to receive the next offering from young Quentin Moulin. So the pitch is outside.
Off speed. Yep.
I say young Quentin Moulin. He's born in 2001. We were just talking about tournaments that you played in 2000.
Yes.
Quentin wasn't even born yet. As the next pitch is inside and lined down the line and foul. That's a foul ball.
That was a laser.
That's a laser shot.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. A nice diving attempt as well over at first base. Hugo Blondel, the first baseman, obviously, with a nice diving effort. It wasn't necessary, but it still looks good.
Yeah.
And it will make the crowd go wild. A little bit of a delay here as everyone gets resituated.
Full count. Here's the pitch, which is a ball. Ball 4.
So a walk for Marlin.
Voor Sherman Marlin. Van korte stop, Bob van der Meer.
Now to the plate. Sherman Marlin.
Bob van der
Oh,
Meer.
oh, is it?
Yes. Bob
Oh,
van der
sorry.
Meer.
Yeah, position. Yeah, I was looking at the number of the year. Bob van der Meer.
Yeah, I've been fooled by the way the sheets are set up as well. Sometimes you think you're looking at the position and you're looking at the jersey number and vice versa. So
I was looking at the wrong column. Yeah.
either way, Bob van der Meer takes a strike, strike one. As Moulin makes sure that Marlin doesn't go anywhere and then delivers the pitch. And that gets away from Dylan Gleason and rolls all the way to the backstop, and that will put Marlin over at second base anyway. So despite Moulin taking a closer look over at first, Marlin ends up at second anyway.
With a 1-1 count, no outs.
With a chance for Bob van der Meer now to drive in the 8th run for HCAW. HCAW very efficient today. 8 base hits, 7 runs. Lethal with runners in scoring position.
Yeah, that tells you something also about the running game, right?
100%.
Moving people over.
We saw a great hit and run executed earlier as well. As that ball is chopped foul. 1-2 count as Moulin is, will be looking here to get at least one out on the board. Facing the bottom of the order, Bob van der Meer here, and followed by Max Dreyer.
There's the slider inside.
Chop foul. Down the right field line, third baseline. Retrieved by the French left fielder, so we can continue play here.
That is Joris Bert.
Who apparently recovered from his little accident in the first inning when he ran into the wall. As Quinten Moulin gets set and delivers. That's a hanging breaking ball, and Van der Meer puts it into center field where it will be caught.
No chance.
No chance for Marlin to move to third. I think the French will be looking for a little bit more of that, like pitch to contact, but make it weak contact, or at least contact right at somebody.
Yeah, yeah.
Because this HCAW team is incredibly difficult to strike out.
Yeah, they have a head coach who is a pretty good hitter himself. Huh?
He knows a thing or two about extending an at bat.
Yep.
That brings up Max Dreyer, the third baseman for the Dutch team, as he is ready to receive that pitch from Moulin, and that's a strike at the knees. Nice pitch there by young Quinten Moulin. And the 0-1 pitch is delivered, and that's another nice breaking ball, just a bit low this time.
Yep.
I do like that pitch decision though, like make him
Yep.
move the eye level, make him work for it.
Yeah, he's behind in the count, so you want to force him to hit at a bad pitch and get a ground ball.
So 1-1. Oh, that's way outside for a ball. As the wind once again has shifted, now once again blowing straight in.
Yeah.
In the Rob Hofman Valley, where this ballpark is located. As Moulin delivers the 2-1 pitch, it's chopped high to first to short.
Little chopper. Oh.
Oh, wait. That ball is dropped over at first base, but the runner is called out.
That seemed strange to me as well.
That seems weird. They're saying it. He's saying it's on the transfer, but I don't think that was on the transfer myself. I think that ball just fell out of his glove.
Yeah, he dropped it pretty quickly.
Yeah, there was. I don't even think he had his hand
Close
by
to
his glove. Yeah, and they're going to talk it over. They're going to talk it over. Umpires are reconvening, as you can see on your screen right now, as Tony Jones comes in from third base to have a little chat. He would have a perfect view at it, because maybe he was looking at Marlin, but the moment you see that ball is not being thrown over to third base, your eyes shift a little bit.
Tony Jones from Finland.
They're taking a while to talk it over. Let's see what happens here. This is where we need the Jeopardy theme music. The call is out. Very strange decision, if you ask me, but nope. There's a miscommunication now, and the home plate umpire, I think, is telling him, no, you should single safe. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. This is safe. This is out.
This is incredible.
I think a good call.
I think so too.
Yeah.
And well, the Rouen Huskies manager is now doing exactly what he needs to do. He's coming out to have a chat. But I think our first base umpire was a little confused what was going on. So he initially called Dreyer out. Then they huddled. They decided he needed to be called safe.
Yeah.
But then he still signaled out.
Yeah.
So.
But now he's safe again.
He's safe again.
Yeah.
I see a lot of smiling faces to my right as well, where
official scorers.
Yeah. And I think that's Edwin Louisa, hoofdklasse umpire, looking on as well. Let's reset. Bottom of the third inning here in Bussum. Thank you for joining us, everyone who is watching this game over on the various channels or on YouTube. As Delano Salasa digs in against Quinton Moulin. That's a very nice block there.
Yep.
Once again by Dylan Gleason, who's shown some nice chops behind the plate.
Off speed in the ground, and he was behind the ball.
Salasa always a threat. And this would be a good opportunity as well for HCAW to put some runners in motion again. With only one out, runners on first and third. Sherman Marlin over at third, it's Max Dreyer over at first. And Salasa in the batter's box. And there indeed goes the runner. You'd think I've had a cup of coffee with Denny Rumley with that call, but no, when you see a lot of HCAW play, this is their game, and this is what makes them so good. They have so many runners, so many base runners who are just smart base runners.
Yeah.
They can read pitchers well, and they just have a manager who just loves to be aggressive, which is just a very enjoyable way to experience a baseball game.
Yeah, you want to keep the double play out of, out of there, and by moving runners, that's what happens. And if they hit the ball pretty good, then you get an extra base.
There you go.
Yeah.
Baseball is simple. That's number. Is it? I'm so confused. I've been talking about Quinton Moulin. This is not Quinton Moulin. This is Mathis Lippert, Lippert. We have not been told. I was confused about. I thought this guy looked different, but we have not been given the information here in the booth that we had a pitching change. So we've been talking about Quinton Moulin, even though he hasn't been in the game for a while.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Sure.
So sorry, Mathis Lippert and all your family watching at home that we've been misidentifying you. The 7 and the 1, since Quinton Moulin plays with number 10 and this Mathis Lippert plays with number 70. They're hard to see from our vantage point. Oh well. Delano Salasa looking at a 3-2 count here from Lippert. As there goes the runner once again. And that pitch sails inside and hits Delano Salasa in the back. So the bases are loaded with Bussumers for the ever-dangerous Victor Dreyer. What can you tell us about Mathis Lippert, William?
Well, he was in 2 games. He only pitched 3 innings so far, so he could be quite a young player that they got on the squad. 3 innings pitched, 4 strikeouts. So, yeah.
I'm looking at the official scorers in the booth next to us. They have walkie-talkies. They get all their information with walkie-talkies. Can we get one?
Yeah, that would be nice.
That would be nice. We've got a million things to keep track of up here in the booth.
We were strolling the internet this afternoon to get some information.
Yeah, exactly. As Lippert delivers this pitch to Victor Dreyer, that's a ball. Let's just say the first base umpire isn't the only one who was confused this inning.
Nope. They do kind of look alike.
They look alike, and their jersey numbers look alike. 70 and 10, it's hard to see from up here if it's a 1 or a 7 at the front here, even with contact lenses in. As Lippert is now behind in the count, 2-0 as he delivers the next pitch. And he throws that way outside and to the backstop, and that will make it very easy on Sherman Marlin to cross the plate and put up run number 8. As both other runners also move up a base. Dreyer moves up and Salasa as well. And we have activity coming out of the French dugout.
I don't see any action in the bullpen, so he's probably going to stay on the mound for a while.
This is also a coach going to the mound whose jersey number is not on the roster page. Nope. It could be Gregory Farge because he doesn't have a jersey number. So let's
that
go with
could
that.
be the one.
Let's
Yeah.
go with that. Lengthy conversation here on the mount.
We're still pretty early in the summer. I remember like midsummer when the sun moves around, it gets in the eyes of the hitters and the umpire and the catcher, which is obviously dangerous. I don't think we're going to be dealing with that tonight.
All right, we are back in business. Mathis Liper back to work. As Victor Draaier is walked to load the bases here. So, yeah, opportunity knocks for Jean-Bro Tromp.
Yep, number 3 hitter.
With 1 out, hard to double up. So let's see if he can put up 1 or 2 more runs here with a base hit.
So you mentioned you're going to do commentary tomorrow?
Yes.
Who are they playing tomorrow?
So tomorrow night we have HCAW against, I believe, Paderborn. Top of my head, maybe not Paderborn. I have not been able to to do my research. Was it the Czechs? The Czechs, or no? That's Thursday. You're here with me. That's the Germans.
I think that's Paderborn.
That's yeah, or the other ones.
Oh.
Capitals actually. That ball gets away into the backstop, and that's another easy. There's so much going on right now. We're doing our own research here. We need an intern. You can sign up at www.helpusout.com.
Leave your name in the chat and we'll get back to you.
Holy moly. Now Paderborn plays the other pool, I believe, so it's the Capitals, the German team that will be broadcasting on Thursday, HCAW Capitals.
Okay, yeah.
And tomorrow will be Ostrava Arrows against HCAW tomorrow night.
Yeah.
It's a funny story. I was doing my research on the Czech team earlier today as well, as that pitch is high and inside. Obviously my Czech is rusty. I don't speak Czech very well. So I didn't quite understand the websites that I was on trying to find stats, so I used Google Translate to translate the whole web page. Some interesting things happen to the Czech player names once you Google Translate it, as Tromp walks here as well to load the bases, to reload the bases. Yeah, several of the Czech players had Google Translate turn their names into English versions of it. So.
Oh. Interesting.
Yeah. Simon, I think Fizecki was his name. He was turned into Simon Everything. And I had a guy whose last name turned into Rifleman.
Okay.
So that was interesting. I had to print out the list in Czech and then in the Google Translated list so I could understand the stats and just compare the names.
That's good. So there was the first pitch for a strike. Oh no, it's a ball actually.
Yeah, just to give you an idea of how tough it is to do research on teams that are just hard to find. If you have any internet addresses, people, where I can find Czech or French stats easily, please send them to me. The German ones I can find.
So we have, there's the third pitch for a ball. We have 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Still, or again, the bases are loaded. 9-0 for HCAW.
As we have Daniel Newsom checking in from North Carolina in the chat. Welcome, Daniel. Thank you for watching.
And he's mentioning glad to see a French team taking place. Yes, indeed.
3-1 the count right now for Kevin Dirksen with the bases loaded and 1 away. And there's the payoff pitch that is outside and Dirksen walks. And another RBI the easy way. Delano Salasa crosses the plate.
Yep.
And we are heading to a substantial lead here for the Dutch team.
Yep.
10-0 here in the 3rd inning.
I'm not sure who play if there's a Swedish team. In my days, there was always a Swedish team playing, and I used to pitch against them a lot because I was a left-hander, and all these players were left-handed hitters because they played ice hockey in the winter. Yeah.
Liper delivers here to the Cuba, and that ball goes to the backstop as well. I don't quite understand what the play is here. We do have activity in the French bullpen now, but they're just leaving this kid out to dry now.
Yeah.
He's throwing pitches to the backstop left and right. 11-0 HCAW.
Yeah, it's the same story. I mean, you have a couple of games coming up in the next days, and you don't want to get your whole pitching staff with a lot of pitches.
Yeah, I get it. But still.
Yes.
Mathis Liper is being thrown to the wolves, so to speak. And I was joking earlier about how young Quentin Moulin was born in 2001. Liper is from 2004.
Yeah.
So even younger.
Yeah.
It's good to see some young players coming up through the French baseball system, though.
Yeah.
We need more of that in Europe.
Maybe I have a question for the listeners. Is there any French-born player now playing in the minor leagues? Or has someone played in the minor leagues?
That is a very good question. I'm sure someone can answer that. I'm sure there are. Is there even a
French passports?
Yeah. As Liper is down in the count 2-1 and delivers ball number 3. We have runners on second and third right now. First base is open. As the Cuba actually, the same as me, looked at the scoreboard.
It's ball number
wait,
4.
That was ball number 4. The scoreboard was 1 pitch behind.
And again, we have the bases loaded. 1 out still.
And here comes the manager to come get young Mathis Liper.
Let's check this guy's uniform number.
Yes, let's.
So we're moving to pitcher number 4 for the Rouen Huskies.
I see a 6,
16.
and I see a 1. Let's take a look who that is. 16 is Arthur Magnan. Arthur Magnan. Do you have him on your stat sheet as well?
Yes,
there
I
we
do.
go.
Yeah. Yeah, also, this guy only pitched 3 innings so far. 3 appearances.
And he too is a kid born in the 2000s. He's from 2003.
Yeah.
So they're definitely giving the young arms a chance here today against the pretty stiff competition that HCAW puts on the table.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember my first tournament. I was also playing for the second team. And obviously with a lot of games back to back, they take young pitchers from their club. So it might have been, this guy might play in the lower team and has been taken to European Cup to get some experience and help his team.
Oh, let's see what he has.
I do remember that Paris trip because I was a rookie, and you know what they do with rookies, right?
Rookie hazing.
Oh God.
What was the hazing? What did they put you through?
I got some shaving cream in my shoe, both in my shoes. So my cleats, my spikes, they were full with shaving cream when I tried to put them on.
That's okay.
It's classic.
That's okay. It's a classic one.
Yeah.
Like the hot foot, you know, when they set your boot on fire, your shoe on fire. They did that in the major leagues.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You use your like bubble gum to stick some matches or some paper on someone's shoe and then light it on fire. Hot foot, always a good one.
Yeah.
But yeah, shaving cream is a classic one. Yeah, absolutely.
Tiger balsam.
Oh, in most inopportune spots.
Yeah.
All right, well, speaking of being thrown to the wolves here, bases loaded for Arthur Magnan. And he'll be up against one of the bigger bats in the lineup, Jair van Borkelo, having a great season for HCAW, the backstop. So let's see what Magnan delivers as that pitch is low and outside for a ball. Interesting delivery for Magnan. Can you take a look as the expert here in the booth as he gets set and fires. As Van Borkelo hits it up the middle and once again by a diving Maxime Lefebvre.
Another great dive.
And that plates 2 more. That puts a 13 spot on the board here in the third inning.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I was looking at his motion, at his wind-up. He's really over the top. And
right.
Yeah. What I think is very difficult, if you throw all the way over the top, it's very hard to get some movement on your fastballs. If you drop your arm a little bit, then you get some side spin on the ball and get some the fastball tilts away for the hitters, if you're lefty, obviously. His balls looks very, very straight.
Yeah, he also seems to me, but maybe I'm mistaken here, like he has a little hop in his windup. So he lifts his leg, and then there's a little moment of like hop, and then he goes over the top, like you said.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like he loads up and then sort of chucks his entire body over the top.
Yeah.
Interesting windup.
He's got 2 balls at the moment. No strikes.
Batter Sherman Marlin, which means that HCAW have batted around here in the 3rd inning because Marlin led off the inning, if I'm not mistaken. As
fires this 3-0 pitch for a strike.
Down the middle. Daniel Newsom, thank you for your information. He's done some Googling about French players in the majors. He said there is a French player, there's a player on the French national team, Yolmer Camacho, who plays in the Mexican league.
Oh, interesting.
So there is a pro baseball connection there with the French.
Yeah. Yeah, these Latin leagues, there are a lot of good players in there.
In the meantime, Sherman Marlin has a full count, as you can see, from the amount of fingers put up by the home plate umpire. As Marlin unloads on one.
That ball went, I don't know, 50 meters foul to the right side. It probably landed in one of these apartments there.
As the next pitch is popped way high as Gleason gives chase. It's near the backstop. Those are a difficult place to make for a catcher, but he does. He catches that high pop-up by Marlin.
Yep.
That's a big time out there for Arthur Magnan and his catcher Dylan Gleason.
Yeah, these balls are very difficult to catch, right? I mean, there's so much topspin on these balls. They actually come back. They travel back towards the field.
I used to hate it. So I was a catcher back in the day when I still played, and I hated those pop-ups.
When you see them catchers miss the ball, it's always because it's over the head, so it comes back into the field. Very difficult.
Yeah, not a big fan. Not gonna lie, not a big fan.
First pitch for a ball. We got 2 outs, first and second occupied.
As Bob van der Meer wiggles the bat, waits for the pitch, and that is low and outside. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 3rd. It's 13-0 in favor of HCAW here in the first game for the Dutch team here in the Baseball European Champions Cup.
I think they're drawing a lot of walks too, because HCAW has 8 hits currently, 13 runs. So
we had a couple of those pass balls from Matthias Liper, who kept throwing balls to the backstop.
So here's the 3-0 pitch.
Yeah, there's no real reason at this point for HCAW to really swing the bat unless you get like one of those beach ball pitches that are right down the middle.
Yeah.
Just make these French pitchers, these young guys, throw strikes, and in this case of Bob van der Meer, is just basically keeping his bat on his shoulder once again as he walks to reload the bases once more for Max Dreyer in this case.
Yep.
No activity in the French bullpen. No activity in the bullpen, which means that we are swiftly headed towards the 15-run differential needed for a mercy rule.
Yeah. Yeah, we were talking about it earlier, but after 5 full innings, or 4.5 in this case.
Yeah. As that first pitch by Magnan is outside, that's a sort of sweeperish pitch.
We do see some activity in the bullpen of HCAW.
Yeah, I was looking at that jersey number. I couldn't find it on the roster. I think it was 51, but I can't find it. Is it Setlikaro?
I think it's Setlikaro.
There we go. You have better eyes than I do.
Number 15.
Oh, there you go. See, I was confused. Yeah, the long hair.
Yeah, that's why I can tell.
As Magnan delivers his next pitch to Dreyer, that is low and inside for a ball. It's 3-0. A walk will put run number 14 on the board.
When you watch Major League Baseball these days, these guys have long hair, beards, totally different in spring training. They told you clean shaved, short hair, no jewelry.
The Yankees still have that rule, right? You're not allowed to have a beard or long hair.
Yeah. The Yankees are still pretty strict.
As that is ball 4 for Dreyer, and that brings another run across the plate. That's Quinton de Cuba putting run number 14 on the board. Keeping the bases loaded for Delano Salasa. I like it though. I like a little bit more flair.
Yeah.
I like some rock star,
Yeah.
long hair. Bryce Harper who throws his hair back, or Ronald Acuna with the bright yellow or bright pink gear.
Yeah.
I like it. I'm a fan. As Magnan gets us underway again, as Salasa with a little bit of a wiggle.
Good pitch.
Yeah, no intent to swing.
Nice pitch inside.
It is a strike. As the next pitch by Magnan is outside for a ball. 1-1, 2 away here. 14-0 HCAW. As Salasa chops that foul to the third base dugout.
Perfect night for baseball.
Oh man, it's almost a shame that this game will be over earlier than it has to be. Because not a bad way to spend an evening here.
And we go to 2-2.
Van Borkelo with a huge lead over at third base, by the way. Our cameras are not quite picking it up, but he's already quite a ways away from third base, obviously not being held at all, as the next pitch for Magnan to Salasa is chopped foul to the first base side.
He was really early on that one.
Yeah, really early on. Yeah. But Van Borkelo is almost, he's smiling at his third base coach now as well, who's telling him, slow down, buddy, we're up 14. Like, he's like, oh, I want to score. If that ball gets away, I want to score. As once again, he's halfway down the line by the time the pitch is delivered, and it's popped high into center field by Salasa, where it is caught for out number 3. Mercifully, this inning is over. It's 14-0 as we head to the top of the 4th inning here in Bussum. You're watching Rouen Huskies play HCAW Bussum for the Baseball European Champions Cup 2023. Welcome back to Bussum. Rouen Huskies 0, HCAW Bussum 14. It's not close, but we do get a new pitcher. Lars Huijer is being pulled from this game after 3 successful innings, and rightfully so. Gave up only 2 hits on the in the ball game, and he's replaced by Sedley Karel, still number 51, which is not the jersey number that he's listed on the roster with. So fascinating, exhilarating stuff. But it is definitely the correct pitcher. It is Sedley Karel.
Yeah, he's having a good season. He's got 3 wins, 1 loss, ERA of 2.76. Little bit over 16 innings pitched and 16 strikeouts. So he's doing a good job this year. The tall right-hander.
Very tall right-hander. With the funky delivery. Talking about an interesting delivery. He's one of those. There used to be this, I forget his name, this guy in the majors who had a similar motion as Sedley Karel with the way his hand. I think it was Nate Jones. This pitcher was called Nate Jones, where the ball comes out of his glove really early.
Yeah.
And he keeps his arm very out in the open and exposed. So you think that the batters will be better to pick up what kind of grip he has on the baseball, but still he's very difficult to hit.
Yeah. Well, it depends. From this side we can actually see that ball, but as a hitter, he might hide it behind his body, which I think he does.
It's a very interesting one. Yeah, it does remind me of Nate Jones, the 100-mile-an-hour throwing reliever for, I think, the White Sox, the Blue Jays.
Yeah.
The Twins maybe too? Well, it doesn't matter. We're talking about Sedley Karel here, who is facing number 40, Hugo Blondel.
Yeah, he gets behind 3-1 here. Important to, to keep your, keep throwing your strikes, right? Keep your field. This is a long game, long hitting time for your players, so keep them on their toes, throw strikes.
There's a nice pitch there, right there by Sedley Karel, and a swing and a miss for Hugo Blondel. That loads the count up to 3-2. Let's see what the pitch selection will be here for Karel. As he winds and fires, and that is
Ball
low and ball 4. So Blondel walks.
And now we're going to Maxime Lefebvre, the number 5 hitter, the shortstop.
Excellent defensive shortstop today, or at least
Well, yeah.
all-out effort. Diving all over the place on the artificial infield that HCAW has laid out here for us. Dirt at home plate, real grass in the outfield. Everything else you see is AstroTurf or artificial turf at least.
And the mound is also...
yeah, the mound is also definitely real. I always found it interesting to explain to American friends or baseball people that we use a different kind of like dirt here on baseball fields, usually gravel in the sense of like ground up brick.
Yeah, I was about to say that the games that I've pitched in the States and also training camps, they use kind of, it's like clay, and on top of that they have this like orange powder. It's really soft and it's really nice because as a pitcher you can understand it's really important to get your feet really good grip, and sometimes well, back in the days you see starting to appear a big hole in these gravel mounds, which is not fun sometimes.
It's also not fun to slide on ground brick.
No.
It's no surprise that I went through multiple pairs of baseball pans this season. My mom would stitch up the holes that would be left on my knees or on my butt.
Yeah. When I was in like a teenager, I was doing head firsts, and I got this little wound on my belly from making head first slidings, and I had that for a year because every time I took another one, it got busted open again.
Oh, it's the worst.
Yeah.
Sedley Karel ahead in the count 1-2 as he fires. That's low and outside for ball 2. There's a little bit more somewhat activity in the Bussum bullpen. Not real activity, people are just standing around flipping a baseball around, but
foul ball.
You would think that if Karel is not able to speed this game up a little bit, you're up by 14 and he's still pitching like it's a one-run game, then Danny Rombly might pull the trigger and put someone else in.
Yeah. Yeah, but there also might be some young pitchers on the staff with not a lot of experience. This is a great moment to give them some playing time.
Absolutely.
There's a pretty decent crowd, so and get them ready for the next games. You might really need them.
As Karel gets set and delivers. That ball is popped up high in the center field. And that should be an easy catch for Jandro Tromp, and it is. Out number 1 in the inning is Maxime Lefebvre. And that brings up Louis Brainville, or Louis Brainville. Take your pick.
He's the third baseman. So the wind up, first pitch, fastball for a strike.
Brainville taking all the way. He just stood there and watched it go by. He just wanted to see what was throwing up there. As the next pitch is grounded to first base. Sherman Marlin fields it, throws it to second, and throws it into the outfield. That is unfortunate. That puts the runner Blondell at third base. So the error for, I think they're going to put it on Marlin because that was not a good throw. And keep an eye on the scoreboard to see if it's actually ruled an error. It should be.
I just saw the guest error popping up one more.
Fielder's choice and an error, right? I can't make out. Yep, there goes the error for the home team. So runners on first and third now for Rouen. We might have a change in that 0 that is right next to the guest on the scoreboard. As Gabriel Harrison steps in. Gabriel Harrison.
Sudley fires his first fastball. It's down and in, 1 ball.
You can Frenchify any name really. So Gabriel Harrison sounds plenty French to me. Jero Martina in the on-deck circle. Someone that Rouen would be interested in getting at bat. Being intimately familiar with the players they're up against.
Yeah. There's a ball in the dirt and the runner's taking off.
So runners on second and third now. 2 runners in scoring position for the Rouen Huskies, and
it also takes away the double play on it.
Yeah, and Sedley Karel not really looking too comfortable right now. Spending a lot of time fixing his hat, fixing his belt buckle. As that next pitch is, that's down the pipe and hit line drive into right field. And that is going to score 2 runs. As both Blondell and Brinville cross the plate.
Yeah.
And a 2 RBI base hit for Harrison puts the Huskies on the board. 14-2 in favor still of HCAW.
Yeah, this you see this happening a lot. When you get behind, don't throw strikes, but get behind with balls. Yeah, the hitters have seen a couple of pitches, and then they pick one.
Not a particularly good pitch, to be honest, either. Not too fast and down the middle.
Yeah.
But a good piece of hitting by taking it to the opposite field, at least with 1 out, keeping the ball as far away from third base as possible, and that's a balk. Yeah. There you go. I don't know what happened there with Sedley Karel, but are there not balk? Oh, it was a timeout. Timeout was called. This umpire at second base gestured balk, but apparently the timeout was called before anything happened. So nothing doing here. There's activity in the bullpen for HCAW. I can't quite make out the jersey number, but just so you guys know, someone's warming up. As the next pitch to Jero Martina is grounded to second base. Delano Salasa fields it cleanly. Wait, that's not Salasa. That's a substitution that hasn't been announced to us. Salasa is now in right field. And Brentley Martina has come in at second base. A very speedy Brentley Martina.
There's a comment from Gordon. He says, Leo Giminian, who is a French-born player, is now at a D1 university. So there is some activity in the States.
There we go, as that next pitch by Karel Sedley is grounded to first base and in between, right through Sherman Marlin. That will be another error, but Salasa handles that cleanly and with a nice throw to second base, and that gets the runner. So the run scores, and it's 14-3, but out number 3 is recorded at second base. A little bit too aggressive on the base running. Not familiar with Delano Salasa's great arm in right field.
Yeah.
So the inning is over. Not a very good performance for Karel Sedley, but he has something to build on. It's 14-3 HCAW as we head to the bottom of the 4th.
And we're back.
In case you're wondering why the scoreboard on the top right of your screen still says 14-0, there's a glitch that we're working on right now. It is 14-3, not 14-0. The Rouen Huskies put up 3 in the last inning.
And this is the new hitter, Brentley Martina.
I really enjoy watching Brentley Martina play. Had a great Holland series last year as well. Was one of the more fun interviews after the game.
Yeah, we've been discussing him in the final game of the Holland series. Talented player. So much speed.
So much speed. It's just no fun at all to play against, I think. As that is the 3-0 pitch for Magnan.
4.
And that's ball 4.
Ball 4. Yeah.
So Martina, well, what do you do here? Do you steal up by 11?
No.
No, right? No, unwritten rules of baseball.
Yeah, but also, you know, stealing a base has a potential risk of, you know, getting an injury. Why take that risk right now, right?
That's right. As you see in real time, our scoreboard is being updated. It's now 14-2, but the real score is 14-3, so it will be taken care of.
No outs, first base occupied.
As Magnan still on the mound for the French, as he delivers a strike to Gendro Tromp.
Number 3 hitter in the lineup.
I'm really enjoying this conversation going on between Gordon Toussaint and Daniel Newsom about French players in Major League Baseball. I'm learning a lot. As that next pitch is skied up in the air by Tromp, and that will go out of play.
He's mentioning Mathis Lecomte, a pitcher who throws apparently 98 miles an hour.
I believe him immediately. 0-2 count to Gendro Tromp. Arthur Magnan gets set and delivers. And he hits Gendro Tromp in the buttocks. So that puts runners on first and second for HCAW with nobody out. And our next hitter is Kevin Dirksen.
Yeah, Kevin is hitting 288 in the season.
So Magnan now dealing with 2 runners on and nobody out, and the meat of the lineup, the heart of the lineup coming up. Dirksen, the cleanup hitter, followed by the lefty Quinton de Cuba and the righty Jair van Borkelo, the 4-5-6 hitters for this HCAW team. So that's not a fun position to be in.
Nope. He's got 14 RBIs and 1 home run in regular season.
As Magnan fires and, ooh, Dirksen fooled on that one a little bit.
Yeah.
So 1-1 as Magnan will deliver his next pitch. And that is scooted by his catcher Dylan Gleason and rolls all the way to the backstop. I don't think that's Dylan Gleason. I think we have a new catcher. Let's see if we can find out who that is. Because that does not look like Dylan Gleason to me, who I know very well since I saw him for the first time 2.5 hours ago. Oof. Magnan will deliver this next pitch, and it's drilled into the outfield by Dirksen. It is tracked down in right field. Nice catch there. Dirksen retired, but Brentley Martina tags and scores easily. Tromp moves up to third, and the difference is 12 again. Now it's 15 to HCAW.
Yep.
9. Betekent Kevin Dirksen de eerste 0. Scoren voor Brentley Martina. En op deze actie komt Gendro Tromp op het derde honk. Aanslag aangewezen slagman Quintin de Cuba.
So 15-3 as Quintin de Cuba digs in against Magnan.
Yeah, I was looking at the other pool, Pool A, who's been played in Amsterdam. Parma beat the Paderborn team from Germany, 13-0. And Quinten de Cuba pops up the ball. He's the second out of the inning. We still have third base occupied. And here's the catcher, Jair Bukulo.
Jair Bukulo, one of the better young players in the Hoofdklasse, was injured for a while in the final season with Amsterdam Pirates. The season before had a back injury. Took a long time, as we all know. Back injuries are difficult to fully recover from, but he did, and ever since he's been fully healthy, he's been playing his best baseball of his career. As Magnan gets set and delivers. And as I'm saying that, Van Borculo drills it into left center field. But that is caught right in front of the warning track, and that will retire the side. It is 15-3 HCAW Bussum in favor over Rouen Huskies as we head to the top of the 5th inning. Welcome back. 15-3 HCAW Bussum here in Group B of the Baseball European Champions Cup. And we were talking about a different catcher in the previous half inning for the Rouen Huskies. That's Gaëtan Moulin. And he is also the batter stepping into the box right now. So previous inning, new catcher Gaëtan Moulin now hitting in Dylan Gleason's spot. We're talking to the officials to our right. They were also not given the information that Moulin was the new catcher. So,
and we have a new pitcher for HCAW.
That too, we do know that because you have your eyes on the pitchers as always.
Arjan Nijkamp.
Nijkamp, a handful of innings pitched this season in the Hoofdklasse, 7 I believe to be exact. 3.86 ERA in the Dutch league. Tall right-hander, tall big right-hander. With a pretty hefty fastball from the looks of it.
Yeah.
As Gaëtan Moulin puts that up in the air and foul him out of play.
Yeah, Gaëtan Moulin has 10 at-bats thus far this season, hitting 300.
Not too shabby. As Nijkamp gets set. and delivers. That's a nice running inside fastball, and Moulin swings through it and strikes out. And that brings Joris Hébert up as the second hitter in the inning.
Fastball up, ball one. So we're still looking at a 15-3 score. There's another nice fastball inside, swing and a miss.
It's interesting that I've seen Nijkamp throw like 2 or 3 different kinds of fastballs already. This was a pretty straight fastball, but the one he struck Moulin out on had like a half a meter running action.
Ooh.
That's the home plate umpire here.
Yeah, that hurts.
Yeah, that hurts. And you see catcher Jair van Borculo give the home plate umpire a breather by going to see his pitcher and just have a little chat so that the other 2 umpires can go check on their fellow official and see if he's okay.
Yeah, it was a breaking ball in the dirt, which jumped up against his finger. So.
I think the Bussum medical staff is also on their way.
With a little cold spray.
Ooh, the magic stuff from a can.
Yeah.
Yeah, you already mentioned Tiger Balm as well as one of the methods used to treat sore muscles or injuries. Or
yeah.
What was your favorite way to cool down after a start or after an outing? Did you have like a giant shoulder with like ice on it?
Yeah, in my time it was just bags of ice. But a little bit later they had these, you know, the packages that you put in the freezer, just like
cold packs.
Cold packs,
right.
and they were kind of, yeah, they had a nice little arm kind of, I don't know, model for your shoulder. You could also use your elbow for this, and yeah. I remember one day I pitched in college and there was no ice, and then the coach, who was also the bus driver, very funny, just these big yellow school buses, and he just said, yeah, just throw your arm out the window for 30 minutes.
Yeah. Well, speaking of, I don't know what's going on there. The HCAW are walking off the field as the umpires gestured to the French dugout.
It might be the sun.
The sun, yeah.
Yeah, that's known here at the Rob Hofman Valley.
Well, either way, I don't know exactly what's going on, but the players are walking off the field. The umpires are huddled in the dugout, the HCAW dugout, as now the French have sent a representative over to the other dugout to go check what's going on, I guess. Or he just needs to use the bathroom. Oh, it's Jerome Martina who sees a bunch of his friends standing outside the Bussum dugout, so that's why he was jogging over there. Just goes to say hi to a bunch of his buddies. That's amazing. Anything can happen here at the ballpark. So we just got it more or less confirmed that this is what is called a sun delay, as Jurian already mentioned. The sun is too low in left field, and this is basically what it looks like. We've pulled up the camera. We haven't used this camera much today because it's difficult to see anything, really. As you can imagine how difficult this is for the umpire or the hitter to see anything with the sun beaming in from center field. So yeah, the sun delay. So that gives the medical staff for HCAW a chance to treat the home plate umpire after being hit in the hand. It also gives the teams a chance to catch their breath, gives Jerome Martina a chance to catch up with some friends. I also see Bob van der Meer out of the dugout, Nick Keur, HCAW reliever, the closer, out of the dugout. Phone in hand, looking for family or friends to just catch up, because this is a sun delay. So we have to wait for the sun to go down behind the tree line in center field. and then we can continue playing. So until that is over, we'll be muting our microphones, and we hope you guys stay around to see the end of this 15-3 ball game. Top of the fifth, HCAW well ahead here in the Baseball European Champions Cup 2023.
gaan verder. Dat wil zeggen, we hebben aanslag. Juries werkt.
Hey, guess what? We're back. It took a little bit, but we're back. Welcome back to Bussum. Welcome back to the Rouen Huskies from France and HCAW Bussum from the Netherlands in this first game for the Bussum and the Rouen team in the Baseball European Champions Cup 2023. Hopefully you guys are still around after this lengthy sun delay. My name is Jasper Roos. I'm here in the booth with Jurian Lobezo as my co-announcer for this ball game. So yeah, a sun delay. That's a thing here in Bussum because the sun at some point during the evening can start to really shine in your eyes, and it's really difficult to see anything as a hitter or as an umpire, or a catcher for that matter. So we had a sun delay that lasted about, what, 30 some minutes?
Something, yeah, 20, 30 minutes, yeah.
And we're back, and we're still playing. This is what we see now. This is much better, yes. This is, we can actually see what's going on now. It's 15-3. And as a reminder, the mercy rule at the Baseball European Champions Cup kicks in at a 15-run difference. So at 14-0 earlier in the game, we were almost there, but we're still playing. 15-3 is the score, and Rouen is hitting. Interestingly enough, after the lengthy layoff, we do not have a pitching change for HCAW. You would think that after a 30-minute or so cooling down period that they would put someone else on the mound.
Yeah.
Not the case, as for the Rouen Huskies, we have number 30. That's Bastien Gagnon.
Number 3 hitter, yeah.
And we have a runner at first base as well, just to catch you back up to speed.
Yeah. Arjan Nijkamp, the pitcher for HCAW.
And Joris Baer on base number 1, on first base. We do have activity in the Bussum bullpen as well, so they're not risking an injury as that pitch is outside.
Inside, outside.
Outside, yeah. Hard to see from this, from this side here. For the rest of the week, we'll try to use the center field camera more, but today someone bumped into the stick that holds up the camera, and the camera shifted downwards a little bit too much to our liking, so that's why we're using this camera. As you can see here, it's a little off-center. They call this the Dutch angle in Major League Baseball. Did you know that? We've been getting shit on Twitter quite a bit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Whenever a camera screw-up happens in Major League Baseball, they call it the Dutch angle.
Okay.
Because apparently the Hoofdklasse is known for weird off-center camera angles.
Yeah.
Even the guys from John Boy Media, who are very well known in the baseball Twitterverse, made fun of us, and that ball is drilled into the gap. That is a long
Here
double.
comes the runner around third.
And he will be safe. And that's an RBI double for Bastien Gagnon. That's the power that we talked about. He's the co-leader in home runs on the team for Rouen. And he just drilled that pitch. That was a fastball down the middle, and he hurt it. So it's 15-4 then on this RBI double. One away here in the top of the 5th inning. As Hugo Blondel steps in.
The first baseman.
As Nijkamp gets set and delivers. And blows that fastball by Blondel. As it's cooling down really quickly now here at the ballpark. You can see players warm up their arms a little bit too, because it's getting quite chilly.
Yeah.
As that pitch is outside.
Slider outside.
For a ball. 1-1, one away here. Top of the 5th inning. 4-4-2 is the line score currently for Rouen. 4 runs, 4 hits, 2 errors. 15-8-3 for the home team.
Strike number 2. 1-2. Here's the pitch. Fastball. He fouled it off, so still 1-2.
That was a good pitch by Nijkamp. Inside, low, hard to hit for a right-handed hitter. As that next pitch is delivered, and that's a breaking pitch. That's a nice job by Nijkamp there, striking out Blondel on what seemed to be a slurve.
Slurve, slider,
Slurve, slider.
Yeah.
A little high for a slider, a little slower than your usual Nykamp slider. Usually they bite
Really hard. Yeah.
really hard.
Yeah.
So that brings up the next hitter, Maxime Lefebvre.
Our diving shortstop.
Yeah, he's been on the ground more than in the batter's box. Diving to his left, diving to his right, diving in the hole. He's been all over the place. As he crouches down very deeply as that pitch is high and inside. Ducks out of the way. 4 ball. As Nykamp fires his second pitch of the at-bat, that's high for ball 2. Nykamp struggling a little bit to find the strike zone, but I can imagine that has something to do with the 30 minutes he spent looking at the sun go down, literally.
Yep. And then you have to warm up again. Make sure you don't cool up down too much.
Yep.
I like his mechanics though.
I do. Very clean, very straightforward.
Yep.
Not a lot of moving or clicking parts. I was talking to a scout once a couple years ago, and he talked in clicking, like clicking parts in a motion. Like if there's too much going on in a pitching motion, where there are too many things that need to click into place for a pitch to be successfully executed, that's not something they're very happy with in the majors.
Okay. Yeah.
So, and to the naked eye, and I'm by no means a professional scout, there are not a lot of clicking elements in Nykamp's
No, it's pretty.
motion.
It's a straightforward leg kick and release. Yeah.
A lot of arm action as that ball sails high for ball 4. So Lefebvre takes his base as there's going to be a little bit of a chat now here on the pitcher's mound. Pitching coach coming out, infield coming in, outfielders reconvening, catching up on things that happened today. As you see Bob van der Meer on the back here, number 3, as well as Sherman Marlin on the left side of your screen, and catcher Jair van Borculo on the mound, having a chat with Nykamp about how to proceed. There's activity in the bullpen for HCAW.
Yep. Right-hander.
As Van der Meer has a little chat with Tony Jones. All right, back to baseball. As Nykamp gets set and fires, and that's a strike.
That was a good trip by the pitching coach.
Always good to start it off with a strike after that. Louis Brinville, the hitter. As that next pitch is low and outside. 1-1. As that is this next pitch by Nykamp is lined to short. Bob van der Meer catches, and that is out number 3. Rouen put 1 run on the board in the inning, 15-4, as we head to the bottom of the 5th here in Bussum. 15-4, your score, as you can see in the top right of your screen. Sherman Marlin in the on-deck circle. He'll be the leadoff hitter for the second inning in a row, because I do believe he led off the last inning as well. And then HCAW batted around. So he had 2 at-bats in the previous inning and immediately has another one here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
So we have number 7, 8, 9 hitters for HCAW.
And Arthur Magnan still on the mound for Rouen Huskies. So not only has he already pitched 2 innings, he also had a lengthy break, as the stadium PA system just forgot to turn off the music as the game was about to commence. Everything under control. Magnan back to work.
Yep. I wonder, like, if you take a long break as a pitcher, I don't think it's really nice to get out there again. But
no, and this is a young kid. You don't want to ruin his arm by having him pitch multiple innings, then take a long layoff and then pitch more. As that is a nice pitch there by Magnan for a strike. So 1-1 to Sherman Marlin. Ooh, that is a filthy breaking pitch. Very nice slider that just dives back down into the strike zone. So 1-2. Let's see if Magnan can put away Marlin here. Pitch is inside and low, and Marlin pops it up way high behind second base, where it will be caught by the second baseman. That's Gabriel Harrison.
we have a nice message from Brian O'Malley. He's rooting for his mentor, the third baseman umpire.
Oh, Tony Jones.
Tony Jones, yeah.
Finnish umpire, Tony Jones. I still have no idea how I got that out of that. But anyway, thank you, Brian, for watching, and I'm sure Tony appreciates your...
O'Malley's not from Finland.
No, I don't think so, no. Next pitch by Magnan is to Bob van der Meer, the shortstop for HCAW. That pitch is outside. So 1-0, the count to van der Meer. I think we currently have 3 van der Meers in the hoofdklasse. Bob obviously batting right now for HCAW. Stijn van der Meer.
Stijn, yep.
Plays third base for Curaçao Neptunus in Rotterdam, and we have some van der Meer as well. So a lot of van der Meers in the hoofdklasse here in the Netherlands. As that next pitch by Magnan is in the dirt, breaking ball, just a little bit too much break on it. Two and one away here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Just to get you up to speed on the mercy rules, it's a 15-run differential between innings 1 and 5 that leads to a mercy rule, as that ball is fouled and out of play by van der Meer.
Yeah, you can see it, big pop up. Third baseman and the fence came together, so he couldn't catch it.
The mercy rule also kicks in a situation where there's a 10-run scoring differential by the 7th inning. So it's 15 up until the 5th, and then 10-run difference to the 7th will kick in the mercy rule. So if this score remains the same, we will call it quits after 7 innings, or 6 1/3, I guess. As van der Meer digs back in, and he swings and grounds it to second base. That is an easy play for Harrison. And it's 2 away here in the bottom of the 5th inning, as the darkness is setting in. The lights have come on.
Yep.
And that brings up big number 8, Max Dreyer.
Must be nice to have a 9 hitter hitting 342.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. It's a nice position to be in if you're Danny Romley. As Magnan delivers, that pitch is inside. 2-0 now to Max Dreyer.
Yeah, it's cooled off a little bit, and you can also see people in the stands after the sun delay.
Yeah, people putting their sweaters on, their jackets on. There's a trio of people in the front row there with what seems to be a blanket over their knees.
Yeah.
cooled down to a nice 16 degrees here in Bussum.
But for the foreign listeners and watchers, the weather forecast is very good for the upcoming days. So
Expect a lot of sun delays.
I was about to mention no raining days, but probably some sun delays.
As Dreyer awaits the pitch, and that is ball 4. Magnan not happy with himself, obviously. So we turned the lineup over. We're back to number 1 on the offensive side of things for HCAW. That's Delano Salasa, recognizable by the yellow cleats. Salasa also a former college player in the United States. As he looks at ball 1. Nice snag there by Gaëtan Moulin.
Do you know which college he played for?
I used to know. But I will Google it. Yes. Fortunately, we live in this day and age where we can pull a phone out of our back pocket and take a look. I thought it was in Texas somewhere. I'm not 100% sure. Delano Salasa, here you go. Baseball Reference has it all. Everything you need to know. I guess they don't do college stats. That's cool. All right.
So here's the windup in the pitch. It's a slider. Outside.
Arizona Western.
Oh, Arizona, yeah. So we have 2 outs, 2 balls, 1 strike. Inside for ball 3.
So after 2 quick outs, Magnan is losing it a little bit here. Walked Max Dreyer, the number 9 hitter, and is now way behind 3-1 to Salasa. What he wants to do is throw a strike here, and he does exactly so, but Salasa fouls it off. So full count, 2 away here, bottom of the 5th. 15-4 in favor of HCAW. Max Dreyer at first base. Delano Salasa in the batter's box. Arthur Magnan on the mound. Oh my God, I was right. Tony Jones is an American living in Finland. Thank you, Dirk Beal.
Oh!
I feel less stupid now.
Yes.
As Salasa walks, obviously we've got to pay attention to this game as well.
But do they have a baseball league in Finland? They might have, because he needs to get some, some hours in as an umpire.
I would assume so, yeah.
Maybe Dirk knows that, how he gets his umpire experience in Finland.
Brindley Martina has stepped into the batter's box for HCAW, and he takes strike number 1 from Magnan. And it really seems to be Magnan's game. There is someone standing in the bullpen for the Rouen Huskies, but there hasn't been a lot of actual throwing activity going on. As Magnan fires, and that's another strike. 0-2 to count now to Brindley Martina, the lightning fast second baseman with the Jordan jersey number 23. As Magnan fires that.
Just outside.
The legendary words of Harry Doyle, just a bit outside. 1-2 here, and Magnan will be looking to put away Brindley Martina and get out of the inning. As he is looking in, stretches, and there's the pitch. That's a nice breaking ball. Martina swings right through it. Magnan with a very nice inning despite the 2 walks with 2 outs. Gets out of it unscathed. 15-4 as we head to the top of the 6th inning. We have a pitching change here in the top of the 6th inning for HCAW. Jurian, tell us who we're going to look at.
Yeah, this is Ruben Dekker. 4 appearances thus far. He pitched 5 2/3 of an inning, so not a whole lot of experience yet in this season. And he has a 4.76 ERA.
In the meantime, I'll do my job. We also have a new third baseman, a substitution over at third base, because that's a different jersey number. No, that's not a different jersey number. That's still Max Dreyer. I was going to go see what year Ruben Dekker was born.
So, Gabriel Harrison at bat.
As he swings and checks his swing at the first pitch, and that might be a base hit. Yep, that goes right by Brandy Martina into right field.
Nicely located.
That is, he couldn't have thrown that better.
No.
So it's a leadoff single for Harrison.
Moving on to Jero Martina, the DH, number 8 spot.
Yeah, Ruben Dekker born in 2001. So, as there's some jokery around Jair van Borkelo and Jero Martina here, as Van Borkelo pushed Martina out of the way to get his signs and his coaching of his infield in. As Dekker fires and delivers, and that is a nice pitch on the outside. Ruled a strike, even though Van Borkelo dropped it for a second. So 1 strike, no balls, as Dekker gets set and ready to deliver his next pitch to Jero Martina, and that is just a bit outside and high.
Also nice mechanics.
Yeah, nice shoes too. Unrelated. As Martina swings, and that goes up the middle. Nice stop by Bob van der Meer. That is an amazing defensive play. And with Martina covering second base, they retire the runner at second base for the force out.
Yeah, important one.
That's a nice job there. I like that play. Van der Meer, very steady defensive shortstop. I once nicknamed his brother the vacuum cleaner. I don't know what I can give Bob, what nickname I can give him.
You know who had the same nickname in college?
The vacuum cleaner?
Yep.
No?
Evert Jan Toen.
Oh, of course, yeah.
The Toen.
One of
EJ Toen.
One of the best defensive shortstops this country has ever seen, I think.
Yeah.
So that puts Martin Visak in the batter's box. Very interesting haircut, I noticed when he took his hat off earlier. He has a mohawk.
Yeah, I saw that too.
As he looks at this next pitch, and he grounds it in between short and third for a base hit. That moves Jero Martina to second base.
Great timing on that off-speed pitch.
Yes, Brandy Martina is now messing around with Jero Martina over at second base. The Martina name well represented here on the field tonight. And they're all just joking around because they know each other well. As mentioned before in the broadcast, Jero Martina played quite a few seasons here in the Hoofdklasse in the Netherlands. Very intimately familiar with these guys. As Dekker is about to deliver his next pitch, and it is drilled into center field by Gaëtan Moulin. As Martina tags and goes, and he is safe at third base. Excellent job, by the way, covering that throw by Ruben Dekker.
Yeah. You tend not to do it as a pitcher, you know. You think, why should I be there? But this just saved the run.
That saved a run. It saved another runner in scoring position too, because if he doesn't make that play, there's another runner in scoring position. And right now he has runners on first and third, does Dekker. And to be fair, he has to get through the probably the best 3 hitters on the team. Joris Berg, Bastien Dagneau, and Hugo Blondel are the next scheduled 3 hitters, but there's 2 outs, so let's see what Dekker can do here. And there goes the runner from first. And it's a hit and run. That ball is grounded to Brandy Martina, who fields it cleanly, throws out the runner, and that ends the inning. Job well done by Ruben Dekker, pitching in and out of trouble and helping his own cause by playing very fundamentally sound defense.
Yep, and we go to bottom of the 6th.
Bottom of the 6th. It's an 11-run difference. So let's see if HCAW can tag a couple more on before we head to potential mercy rule territory.
Voor HCAW aanslag midvelder Sandro Tromp.
Bottom of the 6th inning, I should say. Our scoreboard arrow needs to be pointing downwards. As Sandro Tromp is walking up to the plate to get us underway, and unbelievably so, Arthur Magnin back out for yet another inning of work.
Yeah, he's doing pretty good.
Yeah, he's throwing pretty well, but he also had the sun delay.
Yeah. Yep.
So interesting strategy here, but he's been pitching very well. As he gets us underway here in the 6th, bottom of the 6th, and he fires a ball low and inside to Jean Tromp. That's dangerous territory, right? To left-handed hitters throwing it low and inside.
Low and in, yeah.
That's usually
hot spot, hot corner.
They can go a long way. As Tromp takes that pitch, and that's called a strike. So 1-1 here.
You know the name, Dirk van Klooster.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Seen him play plenty of times.
He was unbeatable down and in.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, you played against him quite a bit. That's
a lot, yeah.
Right fielder for a long time for the Dutch national team. Very interesting stance.
Yeah.
Very interesting batting stance. Yeah. As a pitcher, do you get distracted by batting stances, or is that something that you can tune out?
Yeah, you can tune out on that. Yeah.
Tromp skies that into center field. Because I remember Van Klooster had the more like it's almost like herky-jerky, like.
Yeah, his hands were in front.
Yeah,
a lot.
Away from his body, and
so you think if I throw a hard ball, then he doesn't have the time to catch up with that. But
yet there he was, leading the batting average stats almost every season that he played.
And he had a tremendous eye, so he could very well see ball strike. Yeah.
I remember it was a long time ago when Van Klooster still played for the Dutch national team during the Haarlem Baseball Week tournament. At one point there was a situation that the Dutch national team was playing in, and Van Klooster came up to bat, and I said out loud on the press in the press box, I wouldn't be surprised if they're going to make him bunt here. And there's an American scout in front of me who goes like, there's no way they're going to bunt. And the next pitch, Van Klooster drops down a picture-perfect bunt down the third baseline. Because he could do that too. Van Klooster was an excellent bat handler.
Yeah. And he had good speed.
Yeah, he was an overall very complete player. As we have a runner on.
Yep.
Jair van Borculo on deck, still wearing his leg protectors because there's one out and there's a runner for space. So a potential double play is in order here for the Cuba. And as a catcher, there's no worse feeling than just taking your leg protectors off and then watching out number 3 be recorded from the odd neck circle.
I must say, pretty sharp.
Have to put all that stuff back
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
As this next pitch by Magnin is way high. 1-1 the count. In the meantime, in Pool A, there's definitely an interesting game ongoing as the Cuba floats that one into center field for a base hit that moves the runner to second base, as Amsterdam Pirates has just tied the ball game in the 9th inning in Group A of this Baseball European Champions Cup. So, whereas we are watching a 15-4 blowout, Amsterdam Pirates.
Yeah, pretty unexpected.
Yeah, they had one base hit through like 7.5 innings.
Yeah, yeah, and they were 3-0 behind after the first inning.
So good baseball being played here during the Baseball European Champions Cup. As Van Borculo has taken off the leg protectors now, because he's up next. Takes a couple of practice hacks and then digs in. He has 2 runners on, Kevin Dirksen at second base, Quinten de Cuba at first. And Van Borculo waits for Magnin's next pitch. That is a pitch down the middle, lined into center field by Van Borculo. Mini bat flip, interesting since you're up by 11, but still, it is a nice job of hitting, and he moves the runners up a base. It's station to station baseball right here.
I got an effect on the umpire, Tony Jones. He is doing games in Finland actually.
Wow.
So, but he's also flying around Northern Europe to do some extra ones. So, thank you, Dirk Biel, for the additional information.
This is why I love these chat features.
Yep.
Man. They give us so much information. Bases loaded. Sherman Marlin, the first baseman, the lefty slugger, is up next, and he'll be trying to cash in a couple of runs at least, as he hacks on the first pitch and fouls it by the first base bag and into the right field corner. So strike 1 for Sherman Marlin, and he's shaking his head like, oh my God, I can't believe I missed that. It was a nice pitch for him to hit in that wheelhouse spot that we talked about earlier, low and inside to a left-handed hitter.
Strange to see a white-collared.
As Magnin delivers, and Marlin chops it to first base, where it will score a run, as Marlin is retired for out number 2. But Dirksen crosses the plate. It is 16-4 in favor of HCAW.
So they
Van Borculo moves up a base. De Cuba moves up a base.
Yeah, they now have a 2-run cushion for inning number 7.
Bob van der Meer steps back in. The shortstop with the soft hands. Base hit now scores 2, because Van Borculo, for a catcher, certainly has pretty decent speed. As Magnin takes a long look in, and he pops it into right field, and 1 run is in, and as predicted, Van Borculo is being waved around, because even though that ball was hit into, he almost runs into the umpire. He was not in the right spot. They hug it out. Oh, they share it, bro. That's cute. As predicted, they were going. I think they were always going to send Van Borculo even on this shallow pop fly to right field, because I don't have the scouting report on the arm for the right fielder, but Van Borculo is plenty fast enough, since he was often running with 2 outs. Obviously, he didn't have to wait for that ball to be caught. Just start running, continue running, and then almost barrel into the home plate umpire, who was already, as maybe people who've been around for a while remember, got hit in the hand as well. So tough game behind the plate. As that brings up the number 9 hitter, Max Dreyer.
He fouls it on the ground to the left side.
And with a 14-run differential on the scoreboard, 18-4, if by any chance Dreyer now hits a double that scores Van der Meer, this ball game is over. Just to remind you, it's a 15-run mercy rule up until the 7th inning, and it's a 10-run mercy rule after that. So, in case Dreyer bangs this one to the wall.
Nicely blocked by the new catcher.
Yeah, it's the second or third time we've seen him make a very nice block, and the same went for the starting catcher for today's game for the French, Dylan Gleason. He was also excellent behind the plate defensively, and the same goes for Gaëtan Moulin.
Yeah.
They haven't had an easy game. I can understand why they took Gleason out, maybe because he was at one point just basically jumping left and right, pitches being thrown to the wall, to the backstop. As Dreyer smashes at the third base, nicely collected there over at third by Brainville. And he throws out Dreyer. Another little dance over at first, so the score remains 18-4, which means we are heading to the top of the 7th. All right, if our information is correct, unless Rouen score 5 runs, this will be the last half inning of today's ball game. As HCAW currently have a 14-run lead, and after this half inning, it will be a 10+ run lead in the 7th. And this ball game will be mercy ruled. But first, let's see if Rouen can put up a 5 spot. As that hanging breaking pitch is swung right through by Bastien Dagneau. He of the ringing double in his last at bat. He smashed the hell out of that baseball.
Yeah, he looks like a strong kid.
Oh-2 count here for Dekker as he fires that pitch in just a little bit low. Nice pitch though. That's exactly what you were talking about earlier in the game. Start to nibble when you're ahead in the count, go around the zone, make them swing at something out of the zone.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what the young pitcher tried to do here. As he floats another curveball up there.
I'm not. Yeah.
Just a curveball question mark.
Yeah.
It seemed a little slower than his usual slider.
Yeah, it's definitely not a slider. No. As we look into the signs.
That's outside for a ball. So 2-2. It always worries me whenever I see a catch. I do understand it as a former catcher myself, but it always worries me when I see a catcher receive the ball the way Van Workelo just did with his hand, his right hand exposed on his leg.
Yeah.
Because it's so easy to break your fingers or your hand. There he does it, he has hands exposed. We were always told back in the day, put your hand behind your back because you don't want to get, especially with no runners on, there's no reason for him to have his hand exposed like that.
No.
And few things in life hurt as much as a foul tip straight to your fingers. I can tell you that much. As Dekker delivers, and that is low. Ball 4.
I saw a crazy, I think it was Detroit playing the White Sox the other night. It was a walk-off. And it was a kind of a wild pitch, and it was right into the face mask of the umpire.
I saw that.
Who went down, obviously. Thank God he was not hurt, but that was a strange walk-off.
And it had never happened before either.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it also was interesting in that same game. The final score was 2-1.
Yeah.
Chicago won 2-1. All 3 runs in that ball game scored on a wild pitch. Yeah, all 3 runs. It had never happened before that all runs in the ball game scored on in the same way.
Yeah.
With a wild pitch. So
no RBIs.
a wild pitch offense, baby. That's a very interesting game. The umpire was took a day off after, by the way. They could have called up a minor league umpire to take his spot because he took one straight to the face.
Yeah. Nothing in between.
And that's the beauty about baseball too. The beauty of baseball is that even though you've been watching baseball your entire life, and in my case I've been watching baseball for, God knows how long, 30 years. And every day something can happen that you've never seen before.
Yeah.
I had never seen a game with 3 wild pitch runs and that being the only run scored.
So it's popped up to the left side.
Easy catch for Max Dreyer. Out number 1. And speaking of 1, that's also the jersey number of our next hitter. So that's that's Maxime Lefebvre, the shortstop. This might be a good time to let you know that our director, Jeroen Groenemans, is the man behind the buttons again tonight, doing the Lord's work, making us look better than we really are. As Lefebvre pops that up high behind second base. Easily prey for Brandley Martina. Out number 2. And that brings us closer and closer to the end of this blowout ball game.
Louis Brainville.
Let's see what Louis can do. As this first pitch by Decker is down the middle for a strike. 0-1. As the next pitch is fouled away and out of play. So 0-2 count here. Gabriel Harrison in the on-deck circle for Rouen.
This is match point. I like your shirt, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Tennis. That's why
Yeah, coincidentally a tennis shirt. Yeah, not very on brand. I'll wear a baseball shirt on Thursday. A 1-2 pitch for Decker here, on its way. Just outside.
Yeah. The game in the other pool played Amsterdam. It's 3-3. It's an exciting game.
Yeah, it's an exciting game.
I think 2 people on, no outs. Bottom of the 9th.
Wow, exciting stuff. We got to see 22 runs today, so there's that. Oh, Brandley. That ball is chopped to Brandley Martina. Bobbled.
Oh.
I gotta say, HCAW have been very good today, pitching-wise and offensive-wise, but the defense has been a little shaky, with which will probably be error number 4 on the ball game. And that maybe shows that when you're up, what you were talking about earlier. No, it's ruled a hit.
It's scored a hit. Yeah.
They're so generous here.
Yep.
What I was gonna say is the amount of runs that you're ahead might not be beneficial to your concentration. We were talking about that before. It's hard to keep focus when you're up by this much.
Yeah.
And I think that was also the case right there, because that's obviously an error. But Brandley will take it.
Fastball outside, and he fouled it off.
This next pitch by Decker is fastball in. Almost nicked.
I was about to say, almost hit him.
Well, he has plenty of protection on his elbow, so
Yeah.
would have been fine. As Dagneau is at second base. And the next pitch is coming in. Ooh.
Ooh.
That seems like a cross-up. I don't think Van Borculo was expecting that pitch to be a fastball. It seemed like he was trying to receive maybe a breaking pitch or an off-speed pitch.
Yeah, it looked like he expected something to break downwards.
So maybe a little bit of a communication issue between the battery here for HCAW.
Yep.
Both runners move up, obviously, on that pass ball. At least I assume it was scored a pass ball, since it looked like a pass ball to me. As this next pitch is drilled into center field by Harrison.
Here comes the throw from center fielder.
Yeah, they're holding the second runner,
Yep.
but Dagnot scores. And Rouen puts another run on the board. It's 18-5. So Rouen still in business. Runners on first and third. 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. There's Barry van Driel of the Dutch Baseball Federation walks in and comes to say hi. Former Hoofdklasse and national team pitcher Barry van Driel. To those of you in the know about Dutch baseball. Currently in charge of all commercial things for the Dutch Baseball Federation.
Yeah.
Jerome Martina has stepped in the meantime. He has 1 strike on him, and that pitch is well outside. As much as Van Borculo tried to pull it in. Bases are loaded in the bottom of the 9th in Amsterdam, by the way.
1 out. Yeah.
In case I'm not going to tell you to switch to another game, but you might want to switch to another game. It seems like much more exciting stuff. Two and 1 count on Jerome Martina. As the pitch is swung through, foul tipped into the glove for Van Borculo, and that's 2 and 2.
2 outs. Yeah, 2 across the board.
So Decker 1 strike away here from getting out of the inning. I mean, if our information is correct, ending the ball game. As this next pitch is check swung, grounded to Brenly Martina, who quickly throws out his namesake, his counterpart.
Yeah.
And that will end our ball game. HCAW start their Baseball European Champions Cup Tour 2023 with an 18-5 victory over the Rouen Huskies. As the players celebrate on the field, we see some confusion. I don't know why, because everyone else is getting ready to leave the field. This ball game is over. Thank you so much for watching and being with us throughout this game. We had a lengthy sun delay in the middle. Yep. Which is a good thing because that means the weather was good, and it's also a bad thing because there was a half an hour of downtime that we had to fill, but we managed. This was fun. Jurjan, thank you so much for being with us again tonight.
You're welcome. Yeah, and I'm happy to be back on Thursday.
Thursday night, we'll be back with you. I'll be back here tomorrow for tomorrow's HCAW game in the evening as well.
Good luck.
Thank you very much. On behalf of Jurjan Lobezo and our director, Jeroen Groenemans, thank you all for watching, and please check in again tomorrow. We'll be back with more baseball, European Champions Cup 2023.
Morgenmiddag dus Bonn tegen Rouen en morgenavond Vastgewaard tegen HCAW. Voor nu dank voor uw aanwezigheid en graag tot morgen.